we're not too far off from earnings, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that from earnings as well. So we're gonna get some more data on the numbers. A lot going on. Landon, how are you doing? What's going on today?
Good morning. I am just returned from my weekend road trip in Tesla on full self driving, and I got it in my voice because you see, I got home at 3 a.m. after cheering for my Denver Broncos. Let's go Broncos! So I've got that in my voice, and we won the game. And my son and I do that loop, and it's twice a month for us this time of year during the NFL season. We drive from the mountains of Colorado over across the Continental Divide. We go drive to Denver, where I used to live, and we watch the Denver Broncos at Mile High in Power in Vesco Field, whatever you call it. We call it Mile High Stadium. And so, what does that look like when you're an electric vehicle driver? Ooh, boy, that sounds weird, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound just like some kind of dorky or something? The mainstream doesn't understand electric, do they, Wolf? I mean, we just got us geeks in these spaces, and we just talk to each other about it. The rest of the world doesn't know that you can just jump in, and you don't even have to plan much in advance with Tesla. You see, you can do all the planning in the world that you want to do with another EV, but if you can't find the juice that fits your plug or a station that's actually open, you can't go anywhere with an EV. But that's not Tesla. Since what 2012, the first superchargers, and we've seen Elon recently talking about this is a master stroke of genius where no other car manufacturer was thinking ahead. And Elon and the Tesla team said, we're going to build a network so you can drive anywhere in your Tesla, in your full electric vehicle, and it won't change your life too much from the way you're used to traveling. Oh, except it'll be a lot safer, a lot quieter, a lot more comfortable. So this loop I'm talking about that we do through the mountains and back is about 650 miles, 600 miles. So that's a little bit of a drive-in for a day. I know there's some road warriors. I see you guys down there, and you guys do 600 miles, no problem. But for me, it's a big day. It is so much fun, though, to jump in a Tesla and put it in full self-driving in your driveway, in a parking lot, wherever you are with that destination plugged into the nav. Yeah, I know that the other cars have had navigation since what, 1997? We used to get those CDs, right? You had a CD, a plastic CD disc. You put in your car and it would have the maps maybe for your state, maybe for your part of the country. But no, that's not where we are anymore. Now you push a button and you say, hey, take us to Mile High Stadium. And it calculates, it says, oh, it looks like you could use a charging stop somewhere over there. How about this one? If you don't like this one, you can go to that one. Because when I started doing this loop, there were 3 superchargers on the loop, and now there are 9. And I don't even know where these things come from. I watch, with vigilance, I watch the Tesla supercharger site page and I vote. You can go on there and vote. If you want a supercharger near you or on a road trip where you're going over the river and through the woods, do you need a supercharger there? Well, you can go to vote.tesla.supercharger.com and you can say, hey, we'd like to have a supercharger here. Do you run a small business? You can contact Tesla or a large business and you can say, hey, I'd like to have some superchargers in this big parking lot I'm in. And they will come up with a program for you. So these things are everywhere. Tesla used to tell us that they are about every 100 miles in the US. And then they told us they're about every 75 miles. I don't know what the number is now because I can't keep up with these things. I found a supercharger yesterday on my route that I had no idea was there. And I'm trying to keep an eye on this. So we're seeing signage on our nation's highways. We saw the first one in Arizona where Tesla is now on a roadside interstate sign saying, hey, there's a Wendy's over here, there's a Starbucks, and guess what? There's a Tesla supercharger. So this is what I love to do in my Teslas is use full self-driving. Version 13 in the Cybertruck was amazing. So if you start out driving at 8 a.m., you do this loop, you watch a 4 hour football game live, and then you drive back and you get home at 3 a.m. Are you a little tired? Yeah, you're a little tired. But full self driving has got 8 cameras watching around your car that never get tired. They never get distracted. They never look away from the road. And they keep me and my family safe as we travel Colorado, the country, and I've done 9 states just this year in Cybertruck on FSD. Thanks for having me up. I love this space because my friends are here. They're going to tell me later, oh, you talked on that thing, and oh, you just go on and on, Landon. But I love going on and on about Tesla. Thanks very much. I appreciate being here.
Really a pleasure being having you here, and I think you're just really nailing on the exact use case right there. 600 miles to me is crazy. No way I would ever want to drive that. Having somebody that can do the driving for me would be a lifesaver in a situation like that. It would make the game day experience much more enjoyable as well because I wouldn't feel exhausted. So I think that you're just kind of hitting all the points that line up here that really do make it special. So pretty cool to see it. And right now, like you said, 100 miles and 75 miles and 50 miles and 25 miles, right? And it just becomes like every gas station, right? And so it's pretty cool to be living through it. It's kind of like when people look back. I think I try to liken it. I'm like, I can't even remember a time in my life where people seriously hand wash clothing. Like everybody's just always had a dishwasher, everybody's always had a dryer, right? It would be like funny to see somebody like putting the clothing and like scrubbing it and then like drying it out. Like maybe when I was a little kid, but now it's like been, decades basically. And so I look at it and I'm like, is that just gonna be what driving is? You're gonna look over and you're gonna be like, people are gonna be like, why would anybody ever do that? You can literally just press the button and it just does it for you. So I kind of wonder
Sometimes
like that.
people they jump into our conversation and they say, but I love washing my clothes by hand. I don't want to use a machine. I don't want computers. Like where are these people coming from? So, okay, well, 5% of people like doing their laundry by hand in the river, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? I think that listen, I mean, for maybe there are people that just love getting behind the wheel and feeling that thrill, right? And like you said, maybe there are people that just, I don't know, loved washing, they still do, maybe love washing their dishes by hand, refuse to get a dishwasher. But I think we're talking about mass adoption here, right? So just two different pieces to it. Let's make our way around the panel a little bit, get some thoughts. Penny, what's going on?
What's up, Gav? Happy Tuesday, Tesla Tuesday. Always love these. This week is a special Tesla Tuesday for me because I picked up my new Tesla this week. I posted in the Nest my video when I picked it up, and I had typical Penny luck. The Blue Angels did a flyover immediately as I'm walking to go open my car door for the first time. So it was like an amazing delivery experience. It's now my second Tesla. It's my first one that has the hardware for, so I'm just getting used to the differences in FSD between hardware 3 and hardware 4. Honestly, right now, in the beginning, I'm more comfortable with how my old car drove, but I think that's probably just because I'm used to it. But I know this week is supposed to be the FSD 14 is beginning. I guess early wide release is what Elon said. So definitely looking forward to having a car that can take that. Everyone who's ridden in the robo taxis, whether it's in Palo Alto or Austin, they all seem to say that it's the version that's on those cars is even noticeably better than what they've seen in their own. So this, I think, is going to be a big week for Tesla. I believe that we get the delivery numbers too coming up here soon. I know I'm definitely not the only one that took delivery this week. A lot of people trying to sneak in before that $7,500 tax rebate is gone, which I believe you still have, what, one more day to order at this point. It's been confirmed multiple times that if you put the $250 order deposit down, that counts as a binding contract, and you do stay eligible for the $7,500 rebate. So, yeah, I picked up my Tesla this week. I love it. I got blue exterior this time with a white interior, and I love the white interior. I was like a little iffy on it at first, but it's amazing. Um, everything about the car is amazing. The new Model 3 has a screen in the back, so my kids were really excited about that. My old one didn't have the screen in the back. Um, yeah, man. I'm just really excited to see, I guess, what's coming up the next few weeks and months for Tesla. I think the whole rest of this year is going to be exciting between the continued, like, just absolutely, rapid pace of the robotaxi rollout. I mean, I see all of the different places where they have the ball moving there, and it's just so incredibly impressive, so much faster than I ever expected. This new version of FSD, and that's not even to mention anything about my favorite Tesla product of all, which is the robots. I always get so excited when we talk about Optimus, and I know that Elon and the team are spending more of his brain cycles, at least, working on getting Optimus ready to be mass produced than anything else right now. I think that's like not only the future for Tesla, but the future for humanity. And yeah, every week I'm excited to see what's going on there. The stock's been good, I guess. Maybe not as good today, but it's been on such a good ride lately that I got nothing to complain about. Enjoying the ride.
Congrats on the new vehicle. I know that you've been looking forward to that for a long time. We definitely talked about it over and over, so that's super cool. And nice job taking advantage as well of the credits, kind of just in time before those get done. And yeah, I appreciate you kind of sharing your story. It does give me a little bit more hope for these delivery numbers. I think that we've seen suffering delivery numbers, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were not as good as we expect again. But like you mentioned, the robotics, other pieces of the company coming into picture. So a few things people to be aware of.
Do you
Okay,
have
great.
do you have reason to believe that they won't be good this quarter? Because everything, all the predictions that I'm seeing are that this is going to be a really good quarter for deliveries.
It's less so about I think it's just a little bit of a trend that we've been seeing where they haven't really been that hasn't been the thing that stood out, right, about Tesla necessarily. There's been a lot of things that stand out, but it hasn't been the delivery number. So I'm definitely open to a pleasant surprise, but I'm kind of tempering my expectations. I think that's it.
I think most people know that the numbers are going to be pulled through a little bit for the EV tax credit. Like some of the numbers are going to be a little bit higher, so I think it's kind of baked in though.
Yeah, definitely could be. Could be. Let's go over to Simon. Simon, great to have you on the panel today. Would love to hear what you've been looking at lately in this area.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, it's great. I'm in Singapore right now, actually. Yeah, for a conference called Token 2049 to represent Jersey for the conference. Yeah, so in Singapore, I have to take ride shares. That's a company called Grab. I take ride shares here for commute. Yeah, it's been actually 6 months. I haven't been in a car that's a real person is driving. So in the United States, I was fully rely on my FSD. So FSD drive me everywhere. Now it's been 6 months, haven't been in a car that's a real humans driving it. Oh, actually, the difference is huge. Actually, I miss my FSD. Like it's much smoother and I can feel much safer actually. Yeah, it's only like FSD version 13, but it's already like I can feel the difference. Like after like 6 months of try using the FSD compared to come back to a car that the real human is driving it, it's already a huge difference. And FSD 14 is coming like in the next months. Maybe we can try it in October or November. That's pretty promising, and I believe like it will be like 2 or 3 times better than average human drivers. This is amazing. And on technology side, it was like 10 times larger neural networks behind it, which provides much detailed information, detailed recognition, and much subtle and intelligent control over it. So it will be amazing. I cannot wait for like testing and try the FSD 14. So yeah, if interest, I can deep dive more into FSD 14 later. But this is amazing. And for the delivery, I believe like quarter three will be amazing. I believe it to be one of the best delivery for Tesla in the history, especially for example in China. It's already like a record making. It's one of the best delivery in China because of the Model Y L, the 6-seat Model Y. It's a very welcome and a very good performance model in China that create huge deliveries. It was amazing. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of good stories happening in Tesla, and it's quite amazing. Yeah.
Great points there. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, could be good for us to dig a little bit deeper into FSD 14 as we continue to go through here. I'll circle back around to you on that point because I do want to dive into it. I want to go over to JC and Alexander first, though. Then we'll come back around. Let's talk FSD 14. JC, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, it's what a week. This is gonna be an exciting, it's already been an exciting week, but yeah, the last day of getting those Tesla orders in, if you want to enjoy that federal tax incentive. Hopefully Tesla servers can hold up for the next 13 hours. Um, Everybody stay off of Annie. Don't be, I know it's X, but you know what I mean. Let Tesla use all the server space they can use today. And yeah, I've everything I'm seeing now. Granted, it's all on X, but I'm with a couple of the other speakers. I think this is going to be. It seems like it's going to be a really good quarter for production and deliveries. What I'd love to see, and I know Landon's spoken about this before. I would love to see at 12:01 a.m. or maybe sometime in the next day or two, something on a new potential model. So I don't necessarily think Q4. Granted, we're pulling a lot of stuff forward for existing models, but I would love to see something new or some new configuration announced here fairly soon. So I actually think there's a lot of excitement going into Q4 with production and deliveries. That being said, Wolf, I'm not a production and delivery guy. I'm not in Tesla for, whether it's 471 or 475. That's not going to dictate how I have my long-term thesis on Tesla. One of the things that may be happening this week really is part of that, and that's version 14 of FSD. So I'm really excited to see, that start rolling. It sounds like employees have it, and it may be coming out to some of the OG beta testers here fairly soon, and then to the rest of us soon thereafter. Um, Penny mentioned it, some of the robo taxi enhancements that are going on. That's really exciting to see more cities and states getting announced. So everything is really going in a great direction there. Humanoid robots, Optimus. Granted, we won't be seeing revenue or won't see any margins from that for quite a while, but all of the mechanical and technological advancements that are being made there, that's just really exciting. So, and finally, uh, the only other thing to announce is that finally got my last control number. Uh, got a handful of accounts for my Tesla shares. Got my last control number this morning. Voted all of my Tesla shares. Hey, my CEO, let's get on with this thing. Let's go change the world over the next decade plus.
Man, JC's amazing. Just for the audience, this audience knows like other spaces audience don't. But if you have little pots of money in Tesla stock, different brokerages, different accounts, different types of account, you may need to look for separate emails, separate control numbers, like JC said. Make sure you vote all your shares. Awesome, JC.
Great points. Great points. Alexander, what's going on?
Hello, guys. Yeah, everything is going great. Last day of the quarter. Obviously, it's going to be really interesting to see the numbers coming out. Also, I just posted urging people, if they've not ordered their Tesla, they should do it right now. to lock in that $7,500 tax credit in the US. That's an opportunity you probably will not get ever again. So if you're listening and you're thinking about, oh, should I buy a Tesla? Should I not? This is the best time to do it right now. Like, you won't get this opportunity again, most likely. And it's like a giant rebate. So you should be happy to take that offer. And also use somebody's referral link. You will probably get, if I'm not mistaken, 3 months of free FSD, which is pretty cool. No other brand can offer you this function. So like, this is the day to do it, guys. Order your Tesla right now.
Today is the day. You guys are making good points. If anybody has up top a code that you want to share for people to check out, you can feel free to comment that below the space. I know people sometimes source their codes. So I'd encourage anybody, if you're going to buy a Tesla, go ahead and use somebody's code. You can get, I believe it's at, Penny, is it 3 months of free FSD right now? Is that the deal? Did you use a code for your new one?
So I referred myself and I got $500 off for referring myself. But I do think that now, if you use someone else's code, I do think it's 300, or I'm sorry, 3 months of FSD, like you said.
There you go. 3 months of free FSD. Might as well take advantage. Can't go wrong with it. Okay, let's go back to Simon for a second. Simon, can you go a little bit further in depth on upcoming FSD versions and what the main changes are, and maybe even some of the statistical differences?
Oh yeah, sure. Like, I believe FSD 14 will be a revolution version for the entire FSD. So I believe Elon said that FSD version 12 is a big milestone that upgrade to end-to-end networking, neural networking, and FSD 14 is another milestone. So we will see a huge upgrade for the entire system. And I believe one thing that really makes the difference is that it has a much bigger neural network that are, like, believe 10 times in the parameters of the neural networks. So what does this mean? So a bigger neural network means that it can process much complex data. It can get much more signals and processing it with much more progress and having much complex calculation and give much accurate control. So every stage from signal getting, decision making, and control output will be upgraded because of the larger neural network. And so I believe if anyone using FSD may have some problem about if, at least myself have made this problem before about lane, so it can choose a wrong lane to go. So I believe this problem can be easily solved in a bigger neural network because of the video. You can see the video signal that can watch clearly on the road and get the sign of different lanes and get pick the correct lane easily. So this, I believe, will be a huge upgrade. And the next upgrade will become in the parking side. So I believe that especially in the indoor garage, FSD 14 will do much better. And especially for the parking garage, it can easily find the way to go out of the parking garage. So this will make, because this technology actually coming from the robotaxi. So the FSD doesn't upgrade in the half year of the 2015 because the entire team was working on the robotaxi, and this kind of upgrading, especially in the parking lot, was done in the robotaxi part. So this will make the end-to-end fully automated driving much easier. So you can just push a button from your parking garage and the car can start driving. So this is one big achievement. And final things, I believe, that will have less like driving monitor knocks. So my car will no longer disturbing me anymore. Like, even if I'm like my hands is off the road, so it will no longer like disturbing me that much. So So all these three big things that will improve a lot of the experience of using FSD. So I believe I'm so excited to have a try. So yeah, that's all the thing I can get for the upgrading of FSD 14.
Simon, may I ask you a question about your ride share in Singapore?
Sure, of course.
You mentioned that you're using that to commute to your meetings and your work. Is there
Yeah.
any way to translate like how far in distance that you take on average and how much they charge you? Because you mentioned Grab and one of our friends Warren is in Thailand and he says they use Grab, so that name was familiar. How much does it cost on average for those kind of rides? And then of course I'm thinking ahead to what might be the charge if you
Oh,
were in a Tesla robotaxi.
Oh, that's a good question. So actually, Singapore is a very very small city compared to any city in United States. It's a quite small city. So usually average ride sharing like it's about 3 kilometers or 4 kilometers. Usually can finish in like 10 minutes, and they cost me about 20 Singapore dollars every ride. It's about 10 to 15 US dollars, I believe. It's actually a lot. And I believe if it can change to robotaxi, it can be 80%, 90% reduce of the cost for each round of ride sharing. So this will be a huge cost saving and revolutionize the experience for all the rideshare takers. So yeah, because I believe ride sharing or robotaxi will first roll out in US and gradually like expand to all over the world. Maybe Singapore, maybe multiple years later. But I can already see there are a lot of like Tesla cars, Model Ys on roads of Singapore's. We can expect that in the future that Model Y can be dominate the world and robotaxi can run everywhere in each country. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that info. That's great comments.
No problem.
Great thoughts, y'all. I'm gonna turn over to Ryan here. Go for Ryan.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I know Gab's got to run to a meeting, so we're going to take over the Tesla part. We're going to hit on some robotaxi stuff here shortly as well. I was kind of looking through the timeline, and I know some others I think are going to join us here shortly, but I do want to talk some robotaxi and kind of see Landon. I know you keep up with this very closely. I think most of you up here on stage do, but Landon, I want to start with you. Robotaxi, any updates that you want to share with the crew? Anything that you're really tracking? I mean, I've seen there was some expanded testing up in Plano. It said using lidar equipped ground truth vehicles is what I was reading when I saw that headline. And I think there was something else. There was a report maybe that the rollout was lagging a little bit. But I was just curious, any robotaxi updates?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I do have a comment, and then I'd love to hook in JC, if because he is in the heart of the robo taxi network in Texas. But my comment is that yeah, I saw a post and I ran it through Grok, and then I verified a couple other things. There's currently at this poster's count 18 U.S. cities that is in robo taxi process. So I use the word process because some of those cities have just maybe they've started filing forms in an area. Other cities, they are on their way to meeting that state's guidelines to move to the next stage. But yeah, let's ask JC what's happening with the coverage area where you are, because we've seen maybe two or three expansions. How would you describe that, JC?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Landon. Where I can tell you from where I am in Texas, and in specific to Texas, there's just sightings all over the place. So yeah, it's not just the job listings that you're seeing now on the Tesla website related to, vehicle testers and whatnot, but folks are actually seeing these Model Ys with the manufacturer plates with the, you know, I don't know what you call it, ground truthing equipment on top, and they're seeing them in places well outside of the current robotaxi geofence in Austin. We're seeing them not just further out of Austin, but we're seeing some of them not even in the Austin, metro area. It's pretty clear that they're starting to look at that triangle here in Texas, the Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and to some degree Houston triangle. And just to remind everybody, j- between those three cities, you've got about 10% of the population of the United States, just because of so much internal migration that's happened in the United States over the last 20 or so years. So that is a really cool thing to see happen here in Texas. From a regulatory standpoint, I guess what I would remind everybody is Tesla can go as fast as they basically want to in this state. They have all of the permits, they have everything they need. I think Tesla's doing it exactly the right way, slow and steady. Turn the dagger. Look into the eyes as you turn the dagger. Do not try to rush this thing because some knucklehead on X wants to see a million robo taxis by the end of Q4. Screw that. Just go slow and steady. This is going to work. Remember, this is all going to work. Just treasure it. Turn the dagger. Look into the eyeballs. See, enjoy as it goes, because there's nothing that can compete with this. Nothing. So that's Texas. Sorry for getting a little melodramatic on that one, but anyway, I'm enjoying the way that they're rolling this thing out. Texas, it's clear that they're getting ready to go pretty hard in the paint here. And then, yeah, Landon, my understanding is that, Nevada, and you got Sawyer here. So obviously he's going to be the subject matter expert on this. But just what I'm seeing is Nevada, Arizona, obviously, expansion in the Bay Area of California. I do think we may still have some regulatory and permitting type of things we have to work through there that we just don't have that impediment whatsoever anymore in Texas, Florida. So I could really see this thing once version 14 is launched. And my personal opinion is I'd almost kind of, and there's going to be some folks that are going to throw some hate at me at this. I'd almost rather see them launch version 14 in the RoboTaxi network first before giving it to us. Again, don't unfollow me because of that statement. Don't block me. I want version 14 just as much as anybody else. But as somebody who really wants to see this thing thrive and really go as smoothly as it possibly can, it's almost like we have this ability to do, I don't know, beta testing might not be the right word, but how we've normally done, like when we rolled out version 12 or version 13, and we had OG testers and they would, knock it around for a week or two and then finally come out to us. It's like, well, we got this robo taxi network now that can rack up many more miles and do it much more quickly than that. So I'd almost kind of like to see it go like that. Granted, Tesla's going to do it the way they're going to do it, and it's going to be the right way and have a lot more data and IQ points attached to it than anything I'm saying. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm really excited about um, where the direction this is going. But I think it really is predicated on the version 14 launch. But with that, I think Sawyer's probably the much better person to speak on that than me.
Oh, I think he is, but really great robotaxi comments. I
Thanks,
appreciate you.
Landon.
Hey,
You're
wait,
no,
boots on the
Thanks for
ground.
agreeing with me, Landon.
yeah. Go up if you look up in the top. I put that 18 cities post up there in case there's people that think, oh no, it's just 2 cities. No, it's 18 cities. Thanks, JC. Yeah, I'm curious. Do we actually know what version the robo taxis are on, and do we deserve to know? I think that'd be fun, but maybe we don't know. Are they on 13.29? No. Are they on 14? Probably. Maybe they're on that now, but they're not going to maybe put up a billboard and say, hey, robo-taxis in Austin are now on version 14. So we'll see how that rolls out. Maybe robo-taxi riders will start to, talk about some new experiences. But I love that. I hope version 14. Let's go.
Yeah, I actually had a same question with that, Landon, was if the robotaxi, what version are they using, and do they have their own version? Is there its own coded version? Sawyer, I'd love to bring you in. Your name was mentioned there by JC, the Boots on the Ground report. We're talking robotaxi. I was kind of asking just recent updates that we've got there, where things are kind of stand today. I know the last thing I really was reading about, somebody tried to claim that there was a lag going on, and then the other big headline that I saw was there was some testing going on in Plano, up at just north of Dallas in Texas. How are you, Sawyer? Great to have you.
Doing good. Yeah, Tesla has already gotten approval to test robotaxis in Nevada and Arizona. Obviously, they're already launched, at least for the ride-hailing service in California, and then the robotaxi service in Austin. They can test, I think, without a safety driver in the driver's seat in Nevada, but they can't. I don't know if they can do that quite yet in Arizona. It was sort of unclear from the email that I got from the Arizona DMV, the way they worded it. It sounds like maybe they could get away with having just the safety monitor like they do in Austin. I did reach out to a few other state DMVs, one of them being Florida a week ago. Haven't heard back from them. I did hear back from the California DMV last week. I shared this with my subscribers, but I just wanted to know because I think Tesla has to apply for another permit to be able to move the safety drivers to the passenger seat like they do in Austin. And they basically told me the California DMV has not received any new autonomous vehicle related permits by Tesla. So I guess we'll see. It's Franz sort of hinted at LA being the next geofenced area for the ride hailing service in California. So I think that will probably go online relatively soon. But yeah, it seems like they're testing almost everywhere. Whether they're going to launch in those areas soon or not, they're testing in all kinds of states all over the U.S. And we're seeing photos of those validation test vehicles all over. But yeah, I think I don't know if they're already using FSD version 14 in the robotaxis. It's possible they might be waiting to rapidly expand until they get FSD version 14. But I did get a few DMs from people that got access today to the Austin service and the California service. So they continue to sort of trickle out invites every day, it seems like. And Elon did say open access this month, although I don't think we're going to get that. Hopefully next month, though.
They're still at 12 hours or so, depending where you're at. 12 hours, I guess, if you're in Texas right now to get the end of the month. Where is there any open? Because I saw that they were talking about it was available for download to get on the wait list. So is that as far as we've got on the app side of things, as far as public and invite only access?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. We'll come back around and continue this. I saw John popped up here. I wanted to give him a chance to chime in. John, what's going on by you over there? We're talking some robotaxi here.
Kilowatts, but now the Cybertruck can get up to 500 kilowatts of charging with the future expansion, not on the Cybertruck, but these cabinets can handle up to 1,000 kilowatts or a megawatt. And so really the supercharging experience, especially these cabinets, are really built for like the next decade. And I think, it's the small things like this that people don't realize that are like huge wins for a company at scale like Tesla. When you think of, they have close to 70,000 superchargers across the world, maybe more now. But when you think of a cabinet that's built with double the actual capabilities now, so it can actually charge up to 8 stalls now instead of 4. But when you think of like the future of where Tesla's going, they always think of like, okay, how do we build something more efficiently, more cost efficient, something that can scale in the next like 5 to 10 years. They're not looking to just do something that will be good for a year. But this thing that they've done is just crazy because they're no longer going to be. So if you go to some of these legacy chargers, typically the cabinets are covered with something around it. Now it's just part of the experience. You can see it there. And again, these are going to be stalls that they can grow into as the technology grows, so that they can charge up to 1,000 kilowatts. So it's just really exciting. I mean, again, it's a small wins. It's going to save them a ton of money, because you're talking something that now can charge up to 8 stalls instead of 4, and it's smaller. The size is smaller than the V3. So I think Max, I think they put out an image of what it looks like inside the cabinet, but it's just like I said, it's I spent some time with the engineers yesterday, and when you think of it, just what Tesla continues to do, they want to pinch and squeeze every cent that they can save, and never take what has been done even by them as the new standard. They recreate the new standard every single time. So yeah, it's just super exciting. It was a super cool experience here in Redwood City, California. There's 8 stalls open right now. That site has up to 16, and there's actually like a new one coming in Campbell. Someone posted about the permits being pulled for that. But yeah, so super exciting stuff. And then also on top of that, just today's the last day to lock in your binding contract of putting an order in. If you're gonna use the cash and financing, leases are not applicable. But yeah, like I said, it's sometimes the small things, like, right, I think people think like, oh, they need to have this big launch and have Elon get up on the stage and you see all these wins, but sometimes it's in the smallest things, like whether it was like the mega block a couple weeks ago in versus this. It's just the stuff that they're doing behind the scenes, like people don't realize like how much further they're getting ahead. One last thing before I'll be quiet is I believe it was BYD who did like a whole showcase of 1,000 kilo charging. What people don't realize is that it took 2 cables to do that, and it also too was not good for the battery. So as Tesla thinks about doing like 500 kilowatts on the Cybertruck and eventually scaling to 1,000 kilowatts, they will always put like battery lifetime and customer experience first versus trying to get some viral content. But yeah, it was just like super cool to experience that yesterday, and super excited to see these results. We dropped off a bunch of donuts this past weekend just to encourage the employees here in the Bay Area, and so they're working ruthlessly and hitting record numbers at some of these delivery centers as well, triple digits on some of these delivery centers. So it's super exciting.
Appreciate those thoughts, John. Feel free to jump in at any point. Chung Yang, I want to bring you back into the conversation. Some of the pieces you've heard, I haven't heard from you in a few moments. Wanted to see if you had any things to add on any of the pieces that have been mentioned here.
Oh, yeah. And one thing we can monitoring the progress of Robotaxi is that you can actually check the hiring of Tesla ongoing. So if you see any city was hiring vehicle operators, that means they are like gonna to operate or expand in this city next. So this is definitely one signal that I'm checking periodically to see like what's the next step or what's the current progress of the robotaxi operating. And this is for this is my understanding about the current progress of robotaxi, and definitely other speakers already provide very detailed informations. It's pretty good. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Can I ask you a follow-up question? I know I think you mentioned that you had some background in Uber and Waymo and just kind of in the industry itself. As Tesla's rolled out the Robotaxi app and the service itself, do you see any comparisons there? The pros, cons, how things have gone so far? I know it's still early in the invite only type of stage, but just any of your insights around the rollout portion.
Oh, sure, sure. Yeah. I've been working early Uber like 2015, 2016. So just witness also participate in a lot of rollout in different cities about how we engage in engineering to provide high efficient rollout and onboarding drivers and riders in different cities. So the first things I can see that I already have the app of the robotaxi. It's a pretty clean and beautiful app. So everyone just download and have a try and join the waitlist. It's very clean that solve the problem directly that moving you from A to B. This is definitely the vision of what Robotaxi want to bring us. And the next thing is that actually there are some shared problem that's similar to early days of Uber's, especially the picking up point. This is actually a very headache problem for early days Ubers, but I also believe for robotaxi, this is something I already see some complaints in the robotaxi app store. There's some complaint about the picking up points. So yeah, this is definitely something need to optimize for different cities, especially for example, the airport. What's the best pickup points for airports and other big events and for gyms or other, for example, stadiums, or this kind of locations, what's the best pickup points? This is definitely need to optimize for different cities and need some local operation people to involve in. And a different story for Uber and Tesla is that Uber has driver, but Tesla has not. So there's no scaling problem for Tesla to recruiting drivers. So this is definitely because when we early days at Uber, so we have to scale up riders at the same time scale up drivers. So definitely, if there's not enough drivers coming into the platform, they will become bottlenecks. So riders will no longer increasing because they will wait too long to have a driver to pick them up. So, but on Tesla side, driver is no longer a problem. So that scaling up is will become pretty quick as long as a Tesla team, the robotaxi team, are familiar with the city. They can easily bring up more vehicles fleet into the city. And but in the future, you can see that there will be more and more fleets coming to the city, but there will also be a huge capital cost on this. So it will become a challenge in the future that who will own those vehicles and how to make these vehicles increasing as the business grows. So this are actually a little bit different from early day Ubers compared to hiring people. And for Tesla, they are increasing their assets on the robo taxi fleet. So and another challenge I can see is the dynamic pricing. This is definitely one of the mode of Uber we have in the early days, and Tesla can be done in a much cheaper price each ride. But also there are some peak and for example, specific time, for example, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. in weekdays, also 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the afternoon. So these times traffic are much heavier and the requests may increase. And also for bad weather days, like raining days or snow days, that a request can peak, can increase a lot. So how Tesla want to solve these problems using a much more intelligent AI for dynamic pricing, this is also something I'd like to see that how Tesla is achieving, or like how it compete with Uber, especially for this dynamic pricing feature to balance the request and the demand. So yeah, this is definitely something worth to see how Tesla want to achieve. Yeah, this is basically the 3 points I can see from my early days in Uber and compared to today's Tesla operating in different cities.
Absolutely correct that that's going to be one of the things that will be interesting to see how Tesla continues to enhance that. But I did want to mention that it's not like the Uber pin today is is perfect or some panacea. It's good, but there's still issues there. And the only other thing I would probably want to remind folks, because I've done nearly 1,200 rides here with Uber over the last 5 months, and I have a lot of really great conversations with the riders, and just and we get into the aspects of Uber and whatnot. You know, just to remind folks that you know that one of the biggest issues for riders with Uber today is the fact that the majority of the drivers, and I don't besmirch them for this. I mean, they're human beings trying to put food on the table and and care for their families, but they're using multiple apps, right? So it's very common for me to pick up a rider where I might have been the second or third Uber driver to come into contact with a ride. They're getting canceled on constantly, right? So that's something that we won't have an issue with theoretically with a driverless Tesla robotaxi. And then finally, and probably the worst um, thing that I come across and that I hear about is females and some of the just god awful stories that I hear from them about incidents that happen in an Uber. And thankfully, we're going to end that with driverless robots. I mean, unless Rex goes on hinge mode or something, but at least he'll be, not, be animatronic and not a human being, you know, saying stupid stuff. But I wanted to remind folks about that as well. Some of the issues that this is going to finally, get rid of. And I know Uber, Uber's a great organization. I love Uber and I like riding, I like driving for them, or I should say doing FSD for them. Um, but one of a couple of those human issues that I just don't know how the Uber business model of all the business model issues, human in the flywheel, those are going to be issues, and they're significant issues. These aren't like one-aways or throw-offs. These I hear about these every single day. So yeah, and the only other thing I was going to mention in there is that Uber doesn't just have like a 1 to 5 star rating that you get from the riders. They also have a um, rating that you get on your driving, just the technical driving spot that I guess that comes through their app. And I can tell you that I use FSD 100% of the time for all my rides. And I've got a 97 driver rating, which basically says that I'm in the top 10% of all Uber drivers in Houston area, and I'm on FSD the whole time. So I can tell you, Uber loves FSD.
I love that. We have two versions of the insights here around some of this. This is fantastic. JC, quick question: are you going to, if you have the opportunity, are you going to stop doing Uber and just send your car out on its own?
Absolutely. When they're ready to do it. Right now, they just don't seem to be ready to take me off the streets of Houston, Texas yet.
Well, next time I'm in Houston, I'll have to try to catch one with you before it goes to just the robo taxi itself. Appreciate you, JC.
Absolutely.
Omar, I want to bring you into the conversation. Hope you're having a good morning so far. Been talking a lot of robo taxi today, a lot of Tesla, obviously in general. I didn't know if you had any thoughts to toss into the mix, updates around the robo taxi world, things that are going on, expansion, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, hey, sorry I'm late. I'm not sure what you guys talked about, but we definitely have an exciting week this week. It's the last day of the quarter. So we're going to be getting Tesla's production and deliveries report tomorrow or the day after. It's looking like there will be a little bit of year over year growth, which is a first for this year. And it's looking like it's going to be a pretty strong quarter. So I'm excited to see what those results look like. We've also got FSD 14, which is supposed to start rolling out this week, which is very exciting. That I think will make a big difference to Robotaxi as well as the experience on customer cars. And coming into the fourth quarter, Tesla is hopefully bringing new models like the Model Y Performance to the United States, as well as some more affordable models. So there's a lot happening. I think it's going to be a pretty exciting week here.
Yeah, we talked about some of those numbers. Obviously, today being the cutoff on that tax credit, right? And do you, uh, based on the numbers or what what we're seeing, I guess I don't know how much we've seen. We see some of the stuff coming out of China, obviously, but I'm curious. Do you think that the street will have priced in this pretty well? Do you think there would be some surprises, or if the number does surprise upside, do you think most people write it off as the EV tax credit? Like, just where's the thought process there?
Well, it's definitely not a secret. I think Wall Street definitely knows about it, but Tesla's become a much more global business since the last time they lost the tax credit. The United States is only about a third or less of their business, so it'll affect some of those sales, but in the global scheme of things, most of these jurisdictions didn't have an EV tax credit to begin with. The IRS's guidance that you can order before the end of the month and take delivery next quarter and still get the tax credit should smooth things out a little bit too. And I think some of these more affordable models will help them actually meet those price segments that they were targeting before without the tax credit. So there could be some volatility, there could be some hiccups, but I think it's survivable. I think everybody's really focused on autonomy. They're focused on robotaxi. They're focused on FSD 14. And that's really the way that Tesla is going to make electric transport affordable longer term.
Yeah, I appreciate those insights. Penny, we haven't heard from you in a little while. Want to give you a chance to pop in here. Anything that's been discussed since the last time we heard your lovely voice on the space, especially if anything around that robo taxi piece that stuck out to you, or anything you wanted to add?
Ryan, you caught me literally as my door rang to let in some maintenance. So I'm going to let that happen first, and I will be ready to add some more in just a few minutes.
Boom. All right, that's no problem. I'm going to throw it back to Omar then. Omar, on the timeline of the robotaxi, I know you missed some of the conversation, but I'm just curious your thoughts as it's rolling out. Obviously, we saw people getting on the app, getting on the wait list. Do you have any idea what a timeline looks like, or what you would like to see as far as a timeline as it continues to expand? And do you think we get, I mean, we heard Elon the other day, but do you think we get open to the public in the next month, 3 months? Just curious your thoughts.
Yeah, I think they're definitely getting pretty close to that. So FSD 14 is really going to be an inflection point. The pace at which they can expand the robotaxi network is in large part dependent on how good the AI is. So this new model, which is 10 times the parameter count of the previous model, it's a 10 times bigger AI model. It's going to be significantly more intelligent. Elon has even said it kind of feels sentient at times. That's really going to be the driving factor that allows them to expand faster, open to the public, hopefully remove the safety monitors from the cars. So that's a really important milestone there. You know, there's a lot of talk in the auto industry about electrification and different startups that have popped up, different competition, startups in China. But I think really what matters in the auto industry right now, more than anything, is autonomy. This single factor is going to change the consumption model. It is going to change our entire experience of the product. So the company that I think wins autonomy will take an oversized share of the value in the auto industry. And I think everybody else will be kind of relegated to making commodity hardware, which is really what you're seeing emerge out of China and other markets. So this is important and it's happening really fast. You know, last night I went to dinner, I took a driverless car, took it home, and it really is just an unbeatable experience. So I think Tesla has a really important role to if you look at their service area that Tesla has right now, it's already bigger in the two cities than Waymo. Rolling out to everyone over the coming weeks without an invite.
Appreciate those thoughts. This question could be for anyone. Is Tesla considering at this point doing anything international? I see all of the the FSD getting going in Australia. I don't Sawyer. I don't know if you maybe know any rumblings that you've heard around there, but I see the FSD. Are we just not there yet? Is it just one step behind the other one? US is a step ahead, and then we'll follow along in the footsteps.
Yeah, I think their focus is probably mainly in the US as of right now. They're probably just also focusing on just getting regulatory approval in like places like Europe. They haven't been able to get that. It's been difficult. And then obviously FSD's already or supervised has launched in Australia and New Zealand. People out there are already doing like 50,000 FSD supervised miles per day. So that's actually racking up pretty quickly. But yeah, I think they're just going to focus their efforts in the US first.
Yep, that makes sense there. Penny, I want to give you a shot again if you're back from the maintenance, man.
Yes, I'm back. Uh, I mean, when we talk about robotaxi, I think the focus is first just getting it going in the United States. At some point, they're going to want to have it, I think, all throughout the world, right? Like the Model Y is the number one best-selling car, not just in the United States, but worldwide. And they're all capable of the same self-driving that the robotaxis are. I think that the master plan has always been to get as many of these robot drivers as they can out in as many different countries, as many different streets as they can, and really change transportation worldwide. But before they do that, they've got to get it working extremely smooth in one place. It makes the most sense for them to focus on the United States. They are a United States company. They're a Texas company, which is why Austin was the beginning of the rollout. They have a major tech team. Like I think a lot of their self-driving team, if not all of it, is still in Palo Alto, and it makes sense that's where their second part of the rollout would be. But as they get more and more comfortable with what's out there, I mean, we expect a couple iterations on the version 14. Elon has already talked about 14.1 and 14.2, which he says, once we reach 14.2, we're going to think our cars are sentient. Well, that's really exciting, and I think if it really is that good, if the cars are really if version 14 really is the best upgrade since version 12, I mean, we are again on like the razor's edge of the world having a gigantic change, and I think as fast as the robotaxi rollout has been thus far, they're in, I think, JC was saying earlier, like 14 different cities now or something like that. At least testing in all of those cities. I think we're going to look back, say, a year or a year and a half from now when it's everywhere, and we're going to be like, holy crap, the beginning was slow. Because once it really took hold, then it just was everywhere overnight. That's sort of what I expect with Robotaxi. I expect that before, say this time next year, people are going to have personally owned cars. My car, for example, is going to be on the Robotaxi network. I'm going to drop my kids off at school or do whatever driving that I personally want to do for the day. I'm going to push a button on the app that says, my car's working right now. Go ahead and get it back by 3 p.m. But between now and then, go make me some money. Go help out some people in the town and give them some cheap, safe rides with, no rude or dangerous driver, or any number of other problems that could arise, if they're trying to get around a different way.
Also, like the privacy factor, just not having anybody in the car with me. There's been several times where I've been in an Uber and I've had to be on a space, hosting a space, or on a meeting, and it's just kind of weird when you're doing, especially if it's a business meeting, but you have a driver sitting there listening to everything you say like that. I've never really thought about it until now. Penny, when are we getting jets, robo fighter jets? I'm just curious. Do you have that connection yet?
Well, they already sort of exist, right? It's drones. They look a lot like fighter jets already. When I was at the Miramar Air Show, they had setups with, these drones that get launched off trailers. They don't look like a DJI drone that you would have at home. They're shaped a lot more like a fighter jet, and they've got, missile payloads or surveillance payloads or whatever. They already exist. And I think, actually, if I remember correctly, there was news earlier this year of actual dogfights happening with self-flying jets versus human fighter pilots. And I didn't fact uh, jets, fighter jets, passenger jets, but I also think even things like forklifts, right? It's just a matter of time until there's no more human forklift drivers. Like, really, once you have a self-driving car, is it that much harder to figure out where to put the right goods? I think tractors are going to all be self-driven, and I think you know all of the different construction equipment, all of the different robotics that you see worldwide, we're in the process, early stages of complete automation of all human labor. I mean, that we don't talk a lot about it because when you do, it's scary for some people. It also seems like it's really far out for some people. Uh, I've been paying attention to what used to be able to be automated, what people thought would never be automated, and I've been participating in that journey all along the way. The closest thing that I ever did to Robotaxi was automating playing poker. So I used neural networks 15 years ago to play poker, to automate pretending a human was playing poker online. And when I did that, my conclusion was that if me and one other person can build this, that most of the world, including smart people, think is impossible, then when big companies like Tesla and Google, when they get their hands on this, when they really start to focus, when people start coming out of school with these skills, that there really is no limit, and everything is going to get automated and the whole world is going to change. And it took 15 years for that pipeline of students in AI researching to be ready, and for the companies to have projects that had potential ROI, to for Elon to get excited about self-driving and now Optimus. Those were all steps that led to the journey where now, I think 15 years from now, people are going to be completely shocked what the world looks like when they compare it to now. So yeah, not only will fighter jets be automated, but I think everything is going to be automated, and we're going to choose the type of work that we want to do, and the way that we spend our time. Robo taxis is just like one of the first really obvious versions. And that is, if you ignore things like the printing press or the washer machine or the loom or so many other things that we've automated in the past that used to be done manually, and change the world. It just some of the really big ones are coming up in the next few years.
Opinion, I always love when you jump in because you start connecting dots in my head. I've been following, so like for the longest time, autopilot was like, with airplanes, we just all assumed like, oh, these things are basically flying themselves. and then it was like this long time frame before anybody was like, "Hey, we can make cars do that." And then of course now steps in Elon and others as well. But I've been following like Caterpillar with all the heavy machinery they have, and there was a story not too long ago where a guy was essentially sitting in front of multiple monitors like I am as a trader and investor, and he was controlling several of the machines out there. It was doing like a parking lot, and he was talking about, basically what FSD would be for somebody like Caterpillar's type of machine someday. And it seems like FSD from
En el
Tesla
chat de
is
comentar,
basically
todos
going to
están
be the
comentando
unlock
penal para el
of that
Madrid,
that you
penal
just
para el
mentioned.
Madrid,
So
penal
it's
para el
it's
Madrid.
super
Que no se lo cobren ese
interesting to
penal.
follow
Si lo
along.
bajaron directamente a Masantuono. La nueva
Chunyang, I
canción
want
es
to ask
así,
if you
así,
had any
penal para el Madrid.
comments,
No,
anything that
basta
you
poner
want to throw
penal
in,
P
anything that
también,
you've
basta de
heard
poner penal P. No lo voy
over
a.
the last few
No lo voy a
months or
permitir a
coming
morir.
on, and
Está
then
penal
what
P.
does that
No,
mean
basta,
for
basta,
you?
viejo, basta. Bueno, eso
Okay,
pasa
okay,
cuando
cool.
un equipo
Yeah,
ataca.
definitely I
Si
agree with
atacan,
that.
mira, era el área
Robotaxi will
contraria,
be
por ende vas a tener mayor
slowly
cantidad
but
de penales.
steadily
Y si invertís con
things that
Aristotle
for
Trader, vas a
everyone.
invertir como un
So, yeah, actually, it already like beyond my
profesional,
expectation
claro,
of its
desde la
rollout.
comodidad de una sola
Initially, I
aplicación vas a
thought
poder
that
invertir
it
en
will
acciones y más
have
de
some
1.200
testing
instrumentos
in
financieros.
the
Empezá
Texas,
hoy, espera
right, in
porque ya te
the
canto el segundo
Austin
nada.
city,
Empezá
and I
hoy
believe like
y
it will
lleva tus
just slowly
inversiones a
roll out
dónde?
and have
Al
more and more cars
siguiente
just in one
nivel.
city and
Con
operating in this one city for multiple months, even 1 year. And after it get all the information and all the experience in the city,
Ahora
and
se va a
then go
empezar
to
a
the next city.
desmoronar seguramente la defensa del
But
Cairat
what
Almaty.
we
Ya no
really
estará
see
tan
is
firme
that
como en estos primeros minutos.
it's much
Grandísimo el
much
partido de
faster
AW. Me está gustando un
than I
montón. Jugando
expected
suelto, jugando
actually.
liberado.
It's
No lo están
like roll
detectando.
out
El pase
on
filtrado fue para
multiple
Mbappé.
cities at the
Con
same
lo justo
time
llegaron a
and getting
pellizcar la pelota. Si no,
paralleled
Mbappé tenía el segundo. Che, pero todo el mundo
experience
sigue
on all
comentando
those
penal,
cities.
penal,
And
penal,
you can see
penal,
that
penal, viejo.
it's rolling
Penal,
out speed.
viejo, por favor.
It's beyond
La pelota
my,
arriba la va
at least
dominando
my
el Real Madrid.
expectation.
Balón hacia la
And
izquierda, va para
and
Vini. Acelera Vini
it's
contra la
becoming
marca
a
desesperada de
flywheel actually.
Tapalov. Sigue Vini,
The
se centra,
more
se acomoda para la diestra. Nunca le quedó
the
cómodo. La
more like
contró a
operation
Mastantuono por el segundo palo.
experience
La tiene Franco.
happen in
La pincha
different
para
cities,
Vini.
the more
Arriba el
intelligent the
arquero.
model, I believe,
Arriba el
the
arquero
FSD model will be,
Calmurza para
the more
quedarse con ese balón.
technology
Empieza a tener tarea Calmurza,
accumulation
empieza a
the
tener un
team
poco
will
más de
have,
actividad.
and that also
Será
benefits
importante que el arquero del Cairat Almaty en estos
entire
minutos de
FSD
partido
system
pueda
that
aguantar las
are
embestidas
every
del Real
cars that
Madrid.
has it.
La pelota arriba ahora es
So
para el
we,
Cairat. Va a
as
venir
a
el
Tesla owner,
remate.
can
Finalmente le
actually
pegaba por aquel
experience a
sector
better
económico, pero se termina cruzando Dinkhausen para
self-driving
recuperar ese
car
balón. Ahora
system
la
in
pelota
our
vuelve a
Tesla.
teñirse de
So
blanco. Blanca y radiante como la
and
camiseta del Real Madrid. La va
once
jugando
we
por el
use
medio
more
Aurelien
FSD
Chouameni.
in our
Domina
system, all this
Chouameni
data will
hacia
be
la derecha
feedback
para la
to the
trepada
Tesla
de
data
Raúl
center
Asensio.
and
Hoy
Tesla's
fuera de su
team,
ámbito
and
natural
getting
como
all
lateral
this data
derecho.
will
La tira
also
Asensio, quiso
helping them
conectar para
rolling
Mastan.
out
Cierra a medias Luis Mata.
robotaxi
Pero
in different
recupera
cities.
Asensio. Le cayó a
So
Mastantuono. Soltó
this
para
actually
Guller.
become a
Guller para
flywheel and
Mastan. Salió malo el pase
can
del turco.
accelerating
Rechazó mal
the
Gorovkin.
the
Ahora
rolling
la
out
pelota le vuelve a quedar otra vez para Arda.
of
Guller continúa
robotaxi
atacando al Real Madrid.
in
Avanza
more
el
and more
merengue. Tiene que
cities.
retroceder
So
esperando los
even
refuerzos.
if now
Hacia
there's
atrás la
only
pelota le va
like
cayendo para
only
Asensio.
several of
Devuelve Dani
18,
Ceballos. Otra vez
I
para
believe the
Asensio.
previous
Asensio
speaker
conectando para
mentioned
Tchouaméni.
about
Tchouaméni
this,
de
like
memoria para
18
la
cities
trepada de
just
Álava.
starting
Conduce el
testing,
austríaco. La abrió
starting
para la
rolling
izquierda. La
out,
tocaron
but
todos
we
los
can
defensores del
see
Real Madrid.
that the
De derecha a
entire
izquierda. Va para
nation
Fran
or
García.
even
Devuelve la
outside
pared.
US
Kylian
will
se cruza
starting
Tapalov.
having
Para tapar
robotaxi.
justamente
This will
lateral. En
just
esta
happen in
temporada
1 or 2
solamente el
years,
Mallorca
and
es
just
el
you will
equipo
be
que no
amazed that
recibió goles
oh,
de Kylian Mbappé.
everyone
Después le
they,
hizo
they
uno a los Asuna,
like the
dos al
people near
Oviedo,
you that
uno a la
nearby,
Real Sociedad,
just
dos al
every
Marsella,
iPhone
uno al
will have
Español,
a
dos al
robotaxi
Levante,
app,
uno al Atlético de
and
Madrid y por ahora uno también
calling
al Cairat Almaty.
a robot
Avanza el
taxi
Real
will
Madrid, la
become
pelota por la derecha la va dominando
like a
Mastantuono, deja para
normal
Ceballos, se
or
apoya con
everyone
Chouameni.
accepted
Todo pasa en la puerta del área del
behavior.
Cairat, la
So
movieron para
it
la
will
izquierda,
become
recibe Fran
amazing
García,
that this
la marca de
this can
Tapalov,
happen
toca
in
García,
1
hay
or 2
falta
years.
sobre
So
Kylian,
yeah,
viejo, está
this
bien
is
que quieran
also
cambiar la
my
camiseta,
my
muchachos, con
personal
Mbappé, pero
experience when I'm working
después
at
del
Uber.
partido, no,
So
Arad casi se la
just
saca.
the things that rolling out
También
initially
abajo,
slow,
la zona
but
del
suddenly
tobillo.
it become
Mbappé
huge,
recibiendo
and
espaldas,
everyone's
alejándose un poco
behavior,
ahora hacia los
commute
centrales del
behavior
Cairat.
will change.
Habrá tiro libre, la jugaron corta, la pelota va para Vini, la tiene vive dentro del área la pizza.
My personal experience immediately, and I believe this for Tesla. When I'm working at Uber, so just the things that rolling out initially slow. But suddenly it becomes
Yeah, they say data is
behavior,
gold, right? And
community behavior
Tesla's
will
going to have so much data from FSD. I also
my personal experience immediately, and I believe this for Tesla. When I'm working at Uber, so just the things that rolling out initially slow.
comments there. Shy. Yeah, they say data is gold, right? And Tesla's going to have so much data. It's kind of on your radar. And then I'm also curious to ask you some about what does robotaxi look like as far as like the finance side goes, and when we think about what is the opportunity here, because I know you're way more versed into this than I am, and several of you up here on stage, but when I look at some of these valuations, they're all over the map. I don't think, does anyone have any idea how to put a valuation on what robotaxi could be? So curious your thoughts around everything, Shay.
Yeah, appreciate that. I mean,
Kind of on your
I
radar.
just
And then
think
I'm
it's really
also curious
funny
to ask
how
you
the
some about
Tesla narrative
what
has
does
kind of
robotaxi
adjusted
look
a bit
like
now that the
as
stock
far
price
as
is
like the finance
reacting
side goes,
accordingly. It's
and when we think
bouncing, and
about
now
what is
people
the
are now
opportunity here,
believing
because
more and more about the story
and I
that
know you're way more
they're the
versed into
closest
this than
thing
I
to a
am, and
physical
several of you
AI
up here on
embodied
stage, but when
platform
I
that
look
we
at
have. And
some of these
I
valuations,
think
they're
that
all over the map. I don't think, does
the
anyone have any
question with
idea how
Tesla has always been
to put a
timing. That's
valuation on what
always been the
robotaxi could be?
variable in
So
any
curious your
Elon
thoughts around
disruptive
everything, Shay.
equation or formula. Yeah, appreciate I that. think I the mean, outcome is physical AI is going to disrupt the world. It's not just physical AI, AI in general. Like I think that's part of like what I forgot who, I think it was Penny maybe was speaking on this, but partially what the fear is right now on just AI, but specifically physical AI, because it's the first time I think maybe in history that blue and white collar jobs are at risk on a tech revolution. I'm fully like believe that it's kind of FUD. AI is not taking people's jobs. So is the first wave. It's going to remove all the jobs of the old economy. And I'm talking repetitive jobs, the ones that are knowledge work, but it's like basic reporting, any type of tedious task, maybe some of the low paying labor jobs. Like those are the ones that will probably get the axe. It's the first wave removal. But specifically physical AI, because it's the first time I think maybe in history that it's gonna look lean, but then there's gonna be more jobs added to the economy based on brand new roles that didn't exist before that are now needed in a new digital economy, new AI economy. So I think like the when I talk to CEOs, a lot of them are saying they don't they think the workforce is going to be pretty consistent 5 years out from now. Like right now you're seeing layoffs, but it's just trimming the fat essentially before they actually get the tools necessary on what they should hire for once the AI race is at least a little more mature. So I think that's history has shown us every industrial revolution creates more jobs and a bigger economic pie. So why wouldn't AI? And at Future, I'm like, we do believe it's a 20 plus $1 trillion opportunity in global output over time. So it's massive. However, the distribution will always be uneven, as in any tech revolution. Like, it's the top 25%, let's just say the top 25% of talents who learn how to use AI tools will become. They think the workforce is going to be pretty consistent 5 years out from now. Like, right now you're seeing layoffs, but it's just trimming the fat essentially before they actually get the tools necessary on what they should hire for once the AI race is at least a little more mature. So I think that's 15 years old. Like if I had a great idea, I just have to sit on it because no parent or adult will listen to me. Now, if I was a teenager and have a good idea, like I could vibe code, I can find AI tools that actually create a product for me. I think it's going to be a very entrepreneurial like environment for decades to come. So that's my take on. I think it's just FUD. AI is not taking your jobs. It's just going to look that way initially. The other one is, yeah, I mean Tesla, physical AI. They're the closest thing that we have to physical AI at industrial scale. And I think that's knowing Elon's track record, knowing the insane opportunity on being the physical AI category leader at that scale, like it's kind of catching a bid because at what one point, I don't even know what their market cap is, maybe 1.5, 1.4, but it is a far greater opportunity for them to like if they conquered sooner than later. And I think Elon's $1 billion open market buy, some people might say, is just change in his couch cushions. I think it's more of a sentiment that he bought in the open market, and I think it might be some kind of signal that he's either A, in wartime mode, or B, the timeline's actually a lot more favorable than a lot of people anticipate. So I think that's right now the three things that matter in the, I mean, the four things that matter as you become a new leader of this new digital economy is if you own the data, if you have the chips, if you have the distribution, and you have the next gen brain. So I think that, like you mentioned before, Amp, like Tesla owns a ton of data. They have a ton of data. They have great distribution in the fleet of vehicles that they have. I think they missed on the chips, and I think that that's okay. And I think that I am a little in the dark on what they're going to do in the chip element of that equation. But I also do think that they're going to merge with XAI eventually to get that next gen brain part of the four things you need into the equation. So I think that they're one of the few companies that actually own the full stack for real world AI. I think they can find alternatives for the chip components. I don't know what they're doing with the internals. I think they great way the white flag recently actually on that. Can't speak too much, but I think they have three of the four. And knowing that, like, this should not be at a $1.4 trillion market cap, because the opportunity is just far greater than what is being priced in the market's eyes, especially when you have OpenAI worth $500 billion, and you just saw that they're making what was it, $13 billion a year. They just announced it this morning. I'm looking it up real quick. Yeah, so they're on track to make 13 billion this year, but they're burning $9 billion along the way, and they're being worth $500 billion. And I think it's because they had that first mover advantage on that next gen brain component of that equation. But still, like, if OpenAI is worth 500 billion, it's hard for me to believe that Tesla's only worth 1.5 when you think that, like, at the same time of, like, the autos are being under pressure. We already know the mess that's in the EV business. Their Austin Robotaxi pilot, like, wasn't just about revenue. It's about getting regulators, like, more comfortable and gathering the telemetry needed for the headache of the jurisdiction by jurisdiction approval. Like, every city has its own snowflakes on what's going to work there, but and the path will be uneven. But they have an incredible balance sheet. I think they started the process. I think the concept was a difficulty. Now the concept got green lit, and the beauty of their neural network is whatever works on the FSD or the cars is going to work on Optimus, and Optimus is the North Star, I think, in my case on why I own Tesla, because the demos are super early, but the hard part is proving line rate factory deployments that beat the human cycle times. That's what physical AI is: improving margins, uh, and then also streamlining efficiency. So, like, I do think that Tesla is really equipped to be able to factor that heartburn of being a physical AI winner, and it's really hard. Very few companies have the cash, the vertical integration that Tesla has, and also Elon's persistence to see it through. And now he's aligned, equity wise, sounds like time wise, no more politics. Like, he's just, everything's kind of aligning as a perfect storm, and now it's all wait and see to see when the timeline on deliveries is or not. And I just, yeah, I haven't added a Tesla in quite some time. I feel like I have a healthy position already. It's like 5 or 6%. I kind of want to include them on the DCA plan, because when you look at what names have ran the past couple years, like, this is clearly not one of them. And usually the names who've been lagging is due to them not having a AI lifeboat from the AI tsunami that's coming to everyone, hitting everyone. Tesla is not that. I think they're gonna be a major beneficiary. So, like, now it's just that awkward transition from EV car company to an autonomy company, and that takes a long time to transition towards. And it's one of those few opportunities where you could have bought it from where it was like 4 years ago. So I'm considering it, especially with everything else that's ran up. But yeah, I'll pass it back to you. It's like 5 or 6%.
That was a great rundown, Shai. I appreciate you being here. Nothing like price to change sentiment, right? When you look at a stock chart, it's just always funny how that happens. I didn't realize how uh, XAI and Tesla's AI, how segregated they are, how similar they are, where they could join forces. And then also, Shai, you mentioned FSD kind of is there a parallel into Optimus? Is that kind of what you were saying there? You think that the FSD I guess solution and AI power itself then grows into Optimus and makes Optimus that much better? Is there a connection there?
Yeah, it's the same neural network that they use. So, like, it is, in theory, should be applicable. That's why it's like the Robotaxi Austin event was just such a big deal, because it just proved that the Tesla's end-to-end autonomy stack, like, has breached the wall from a simulation to a reality. Like, I know people are just like poking holes on how manipulated maybe that pilot was, but they're missing the big picture. It was just, it was more like the concept could have was actually executed. Like it was a moment, decades in the making, and one that lands with a seismic force across an industry that thought it still had some time. I'm talking like Uber, Lyft, etc. So like, I think that it should be more applicable towards Optimus, because the whole thing about Tesla is operating fully driverless under its own like vision-based AI, no lidar, is because they're trying to treat it as like a human eyes on a car, human eyes on any kind of hardware. So theoretically, anything that works on the actual robotaxi should work on any type of hardware out there as well. That's why it's so. I think that it should, in theory, work. But again, it's so early, guys. It really is. But I'm very confident from the people I talk to that as soon as they get the green light that they are at that point where they're going to start manufacturing at scale, there's big companies that are going to order in the hundreds of thousands for their warehouses. And as soon as that starts, it's going to be off to the races. Like it really is. It's like the stock's going to start getting priced into that backlog on humanoids rather than actual revenue. And we already know how that goes on a category leader on a theme. A lot of times it's just vacuum demand that the stock just gets priced accordingly, even if it's not shown in the fundamentals. I think the same thing will happen to Tesla. But yeah, I'll pass this back to you, Em, since someone has their hand up.
Yeah, appreciate that. Chunyang, go ahead, jump in.
More details on technology side. So basically, let's first dive into xAI and Tesla. So these two AI are a little bit different because xAI are more like language-based AI, but Tesla AI are physical AI. But a lot of things can be shared. One thing is that both two AI systems are neural network based, so their computational resource can be shared, and the energy infrastructure, the power chain, the energy infrastructure can also be shared. So the achievements in Tesla definitely can benefit xAI. Also, the progress in xAI can also benefit Tesla. So that's why they have like the 1+1 larger than 2 effects on these two companies. But more close is on an FSD towards the Optimus robotic system, because as the Shai said, those are like image-based, like video signal-based system that are actually two parts of the entire automated section, class and planning. So what FSD achieved in version 12 is that they put these two systems together into a big neural network. So that's why we call it end-to-end neural network for the entire system. So until that point, this end-to-end neural network system used into the Optimum robotic system. Shai said, those are like image-based, like video signal-based system that are actually two parts. The image processing and to be turned is that the robotic that are like the output is different. Like it's based on motors and more nuance and compared to the car. So, but the entire framework is pretty similar. So that's why we see that the progress in FSD can definitely benefit a lot in their progress in the robotic optimal robotic system. Yeah, this is my inputs of this the entire AI under Elo.
I tell you what, I love having such a smart panel up here that knows all the intricacies of all this. I couldn't be more bullish on AI in general. I'm always looking for different ways to get invested in AI, and then in just Elon in general and all the great things he's doing, which I think a lot of you also are in that same mindset that I am. Just real quick here before I go over to my friend, the kilowatts, I want to draw your attention up top. There is a link posted up there Chun Yang and his team
this
over
is
at
my
Jarsey, they've actually
my
created the
inputs
opportunity for you to invest in some of these pre-IPO companies like XAI, as we've been talking about, SpaceX, obviously Tesla's on the public market. But for some of those opportunities that aren't there, Jarsey's created an open door for investors like you and me, retail investors that want to get a piece of some of those companies. So definitely check that out. It is free. I see several of you have already clicked on that link and jumped in there. About 40 people in this space alone have already gone in there. So definitely check that out. Just want to put that on your radar. Go in there and surf some of the opportunities. Like I said, completely free to get signed up and check it out there. The Kilowatts. How are you, my friend? Welcome to the conversation. Didn't know if you had any inputs around Robotaxi XAI, the conversation we're having here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me up. Mostly just to talk on the consumer experience of Robotaxi here in San Francisco. I use Robotaxi fairly often. At this point, I'm still opening up all four apps: Uber, Lyft, Waymo, and Tesla, and had some kind of unique experiences over the last few days I haven't seen people post about. But for a little bit of a longer drive outside of city limits, I noticed that the prices were actually pretty similar to Lyft, given the wait and save option. I had to wait in that case 15 minutes to get my ride, and so just kind of highlighting that it's not always that much dramatically cheaper yet. However, in the city, like basically what I did last night, it was actually my birthday last night, so we went out to dinner in a robotaxi, came back in a robotaxi, and one of the things I was thinking about was just how often I'm seeing robotaxis nowadays. So I'd actually already drafted this tweet earlier in the day and said, I got to get a photo to represent this tweet, just how often I'm seeing these Tesla robotaxis. I want to get a photo where I see two robotaxis at the same time. And I was in a robotaxi on my way to dinner, and a robotaxi pulled up next to me. I was like, perfect, got this photo, got a little video actually that because I stopped at a light next to the robotaxi. I went to roll my window down. I actually remember being in a Waymo maybe about a year ago as well, where I had like three Waymos wide, and we were all kind of looked at each other like we're all partying in our autonomous cars. And, this obviously felt somewhat similar, not as loud of partying because we can't turn the music up without being disrespectful yet. But I went to roll my window down and only rolled down a crack, and that's just something I hadn't noticed yet, that they limit how far you roll your window down in a Tesla robotaxi. And then the last kind of thing I'll highlight was on the way back home. Again, I'd already posted this photo on my way out to dinner. And on the way back, as I'm watching my robotaxi come up the road, I'm looking down the road. I see two Model Ys, and both of them have the same TCP sticker, and that means that basically both of those were Tesla robotaxis. I was like, I really should make sure I get. I had two opportunities to get it last night, and that just can't turn the music up without being disrespectful yet. But I went to roll my window down and only rolled down a crack, and that's just something I hadn't noticed yet. More than 10 minutes without seeing one, and that's as I posted, not quite at Waymo's number. Kind of thing I'll highlight was on the way back yet. You can't go more than like 2 blocks without seeing a Waymo, but you can't go more than 10 or 15 minutes without seeing a Tesla robotaxi. And last night, when I was looking to see multiple at the same time, I had two out of two opportunities where that occurred.
I love these boots on the ground reports that we get from some of you guys. What are your thoughts on the area as it's expanded out there and you're in the valley basically? Is it pretty covering for most people, I guess would be the question there. And then just the overall experience as you take them yourselves and others that have been able to take them. What's the experience like out there in San Francisco area?
Yeah, overall, it's been pretty great again as far as like coverage, availability, price is almost always cheaper. Even in that example I gave with comparing it to Lyft, it was still a few cents cheaper than the wait and save option from Lyft. And so yeah, overall, from what I've seen, it's pretty high volume, and it's competing against Waymo. Again, being that it's cheaper, often the wait is actually pretty minimal as well. I think they may limit the wait to like 29 minutes. I think you can't get a wait more than 30 minutes, and I've never actually personally called one or intended to call one where the wait was more than 15 minutes. That hasn't happened. Sometimes I'm just perusing and I see that there's a wait longer. But yeah, I generally see people are using it pretty frequently here. And again, they are getting rides. Rides are available throughout the Bay, not just the city. Yeah, there's a couple call outs that I have is that, like, at least so far it hasn't expanded from its initial San Francisco rollout. I think it's expanded in terms of number of vehicles, but I don't think it's expanded its footprint. and there are some like silly lines like on the absolute borders of what's possible, and like they don't have access to the airport yet, which I find airports, which I find interesting because autonomous cars are limited there, but like Ubers and Lyfts, they do have some limits, but they have areas they can go. And obviously, there is a driver in the driver's seat, so I would almost expect they'd be able to do that sooner. And then the last comment I'll have is I've done probably 10 or maybe I've done less than 15 rides in robo taxis at this point. I don't ride them every day. But one thing I will comment on is I did have the first takeover, driver takeover. So obviously we want to see zero takeovers. This one I believe was comfort based. The Model Y was inching forward, kind of rolled forward, maybe not even a full inch before kind of hitting the brakes, and it was kind of jittery for about 5 seconds before the person in the driver's seat took over, completed a right hand turn, and immediately turned it back on. And one thing that a couple of my followers have commented on in that video that I posted was that you also don't hear the chime. So I'm definitely going to be paying more attention for that in the future. That it's possible I was looking at my phone during other takeovers and just wouldn't have noticed. But again, that's really what we're looking for is zero interventions for any reason, even comfort. And I want Tesla to solve robotaxi as soon as possible. It benefits everyone if they do, but I'm very critical when I see like that kind of thing. I'm like, I want that to not happen. It shouldn't have to happen because we want to be able to remove those safety monitors as soon as possible and really scale this operation. Completed a right hand turn and immediately turned it back on. And one thing that a couple of my followers have commented on in
I
that
love that
video
kind of unbiased
was
mindset
that
right
you
there
also
at the
don't
end.
hear the
Just
chime.
one quick follow up.
So I'm definitely going to
Do
be
you
paying
have any
more
idea
attention to
how
that in
many
the future.
people are
It's
currently
possible I
in
was looking at my
the
phone
invite
during
only section, and
other
how many cars they
takeovers
may
and
have on the
wouldn't have
road out
noticed.
there? Just out of
I
curiosity.
don't, but I will say that at least last month or so, she signed up just the other day, and she used it to get back from the Jonas Brothers concert here at Chase Center, and used it again the other day. Like she signed up. We've only been seeing each other for a few weeks now, and that to not happen. It shouldn't have to happen because we want to be able to remove those safety monitors as soon as possible and really scale this operation. She signed up after kind of we started.
I love that kind of unbiased mindset right there at the end. Just one quick follow up. Do you have any idea how many people are currently in the invite only section, and how many cars they may have on the road out there? Just out of curiosity.
Access same day generally.
Yeah, appreciate those.
I don't, but I will say that
For
at
you
least
first.
last month or so, she
Any
signed up
final
just the other
thoughts?
day, and
Wrapping
she
up the
used it to get
conversation.
back from the
Robotaxi,
Jonas Brothers
Tesla, things
concert
on your
here at Chase
mind.
Center, and used it again
Anything
the
to
other day
leave
after she
with the
signed up.
audience today?
Yeah, I'm just super excited for FSD 14 and the Robotaxi expansion. So really, really great hearing Ryan's comments and everyone's comments about Robotaxi.
FSD 14 coming soon. Cannot wait for that.
She signed up after kind of we started.
I love that kind of unbiased mindset right there at the end. Being what that. I mean, we know Elon likes to say certain things, but boy, that comment kind of got me a little bit fired up there.
Access same day generally.
You next. Any final comments, thoughts to leave with the audience today?
I am also super excited for my sentient driving machine. FSD 14, I think, is what everyone is super hyped about. I can't wait to get my hands
Final
on it.
thoughts, wrapping up the conversation. Robotaxi, Tesla, things on your mind. Anything to leave with the audience today?
Yeah, I'm just super excited for FSD 14 and the Robotaxi expansion. So really, really great hearing Ryan's
People
comments and
probably will get
everyone's
some live
comments
streams
about
going. There's a lot of
Robotaxi.
content. A lot of these speakers up here do a really good job with the different content pieces of that. Kilowatt, I know we got you here on the back end and got some of your thoughts, but any final thoughts, comments to leave with the audience? Thanks for joining today.
I feel like I'd be an asshole if I didn't say FSD 14, but again, the expansion of Robotaxi and removing those ride supervisors would be the thing I'm most excited about.
There you have it. And Chun Yang, last but not least, thanks for joining. It's great to have you as a part of the panel. And then, of course,
I'm
I know
also super
over at
excited for
Jarcy,
my
we're
sentient
getting
driving
together with
machine
you guys a little bit because you guys
FSD14.
have
I
created
think
these
is
great
what
opportunities. Once
everyone
again, remind everyone
is
that
super
link is
hyped
up
about.
top if you
I
are
can't wait to get my
interested
hands
in
on it.
investing in all kind of things that are pre-IPO, but especially if any of these, SpaceX, XAI, any of these other pieces interest you, and you want to get a piece of that pie as well as the Tesla pie, definitely go in, check out that link up top. Once again, it's free. But Chun Yang, let me throw it to you and see if you had any final thoughts on Robotaxi. And then if you wanted to share any thoughts on Jarcy and the opportunity there, would love to hear that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I just want to say that we are so lucky to witness this revolutionary technology that can change our daily lives. We can witness the AI technology, like especially FSD, that can changing the behavior that already existing for almost 100 years of driving. It's like now revolution the entire behavior of driving. So we are so lucky, and we are so lucky to have Elon as as a as a leader. Like every of its company are revolutionary. Like from SpaceX to XAI to Neuralink, like each of them are a game changer. It's just amazing, and we are so lucky to witness this kind of journey that taking place in our area, in our ages, that changes daily lives, changes all aspects of our daily lives. So yeah, definitely that's why we built Jersey, so that can have normal people can have retailer investors can have a chance to invest into companies that are changing our daily life but not yet go listed public yet. So retailer investors have a chance. And we also believe our way to bring this kind of accessibility and transparency for investing into private companies is also a game changer towards the next generation of investing. So yeah, definitely, if you're interested, definitely check with Jersey to see all the deals and all the interesting companies on the Jersey. And we are happy that we can definitely bring these benefits and bring this access to everyone that are interested or fascinating about this journey that the technology revolution changed our lives.
Perfect. There you have it. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone up here on behalf of this great panel. My two co-hosts, Omar and Penny. You see Chung Yang. Make sure you give him a follow. The Kilowatts. JC still hanging out with us. Sawyer, Shy, Landon, all the crew that was here earlier. And on behalf of Wolf Financial, we appreciate everyone for joining us today. What a great conversation. We're all fired up for FSD 14. If you didn't take away anything from this conversation, take away that piece, of course, and then make sure you check out Jarcy up there up top in that free link to check out any opportunities to invest. Of course, do your own research, due diligence, all of that good stuff. But just want to definitely put that on your radar as a great opportunity. And for that, we will close out. The whole thing was recorded. If you missed any of the great conversation, a little bit more Tesla focused up front, and then I guess Robo Taxi focused here in the last 45 minutes to an hour. So great conversation today. Appreciate everyone. We'll see you guys on the next space. Take care, everyone.
For days, let alone quarters or years or decades. The second thing is, in terms of priority, we are geographically so far away from everybody else. So counter drone is not that important in relative to to drones. We can take a little bit longer to build those capabilities, test it out, and hand over contracts. Drones, all of our forward, bases, all of our forward, units stationed abroad can use those. So that's why you're seeing all these contracts. So and the last thing I'll say is there's already very, very, very strong limits on how parts enter the defense supply chain. So every part has to be certified, and that certification primarily includes source of the item, where it came from, what parts it has, who manufactured it, when it was made, when it was sent to DoD's labs for certification, all of that, right? So in spite of that, things do get into the supply chain. That includes rare earth materials and rare earth derived components. So it's already restricted. Question is, we can put a date on this. It doesn't matter if we don't have if we don't have a replacement in place, right? I mean, if we don't make rare earth magnets, we can't shut down the entire DoD supply chain and say, what, we're going to wait. Doesn't work that way. So unfortunately, all these dates have been there before, and none of them have actually held up. So once again, they'll probably get waivers. 2026 is way too aggressive. I don't see how we're gonna, be able to cut out China altogether from that.
It's by the
Thank
end
you.
of 2026, start of 2027, and you're talking about NDAA compliance, correct? And ITAR.
Every program of record has to certify every component. That includes, things like where the component was sourced from, who made it, when it was made, when it was certified, the certification numbers, the part numbers. All of those things are already, required of any defense supply. So I mean, I'll give you examples of only large programs, because that's what I look at all the time. We've had twice F-35s just have to shut down because parts sneaked in that were not, certified, and that were from sources other than, what was certified. So they had to shut down the line, and they had to recertify it and remove the parts, and, put back replacement parts that were actually certified.
Montague, one second. One second. Let me jump in here. We just went half back of the move, and we're going up. I believe we'll hit the top of the range, 6,600 area. That's where I'll take my profits. Go ahead, Montague.
No, real quick. So if you look on the daily, it held the 5. It's bouncing off the 5. To me, this is bullish. Long as it holds above the 5, we're going to test yesterday's close, possibly clear today's high, and then go test yesterday's high. We're holding the 5 on the daily. Pay attention to that.
Yeah, on that, I'm just saying it's almost time for the big trades to start flowing in related to the JPM collars. So watch the SPX. It's going to start moving wildly as they place a few $100 million in bets very soon. I mean, we saw those. I showed you guys, right, $2 billion worth of trades. Sorry, $5 billion worth of trades today. That was 6 trades. So don't know what that is yet, but it's too early to be a collar trade. So we'll see what it is. So just be careful. It's almost time for that thing to roll. So no, as I was saying, the largest of the of the companies will still get the bulk of the orders, and you saw that, right? 5.1 billion in counter UAS order to Raytheon.
Mistral also got a $1 billion order earlier today for Israeli attritable loitering munitions.
Yeah, I saw that. Unfortunately, it's private company. There's a lot of these large private companies that have been getting, right. I mean, the best example of crazy large private company getting orders is of course Endural, but also General Atomics. Those two are massive now. Mistral's not anywhere as big, but it's been getting orders. Yes.
Thanks, guys. Well, let's concentrate back on the markets for now, because Montague's right. There's probably going to be bigger movements coming here. Hey, Chris, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you stopping in.
Always a pleasure.
By the way, Elbit also got a big drone order, 700 million or 600 million, something like that. ESLT, it's an Israeli company.
Is that trade in the U.S., Montague?
Yeah, Yeah, it's an ADR, so it trades. It's actually good volume. ESLT.
Monative, what index did you say there's big call buying?
It was not calls. It was SPX. Sorry, let me just look it up. It was.
Puts.
Where is this?
While he's looking it up real quick, Frank, we're getting buys volume coming in at 6,600, 6,665, and 6,670s in SPX GEX, and they're removing all the stuff down below. So they're pushing it up to the top of the range.
I'm long 70s at 115.
Yep, Frank, it was all puts. It was not calls. It was 20,000 contracts.
What strike were those, Monitor?
It's at 12:20, so 3:20 your time, Eastern.
No, what strike? For what strike?
5,000, 5,000 and 6,000.
Damn it, Frank! I should have
Actually, a
took
lot
those.
larger. Hold on. Let me reset. I've got filters on. Hold on.
I should have took the 70s, dude.
Sorry, sorry guys, I had filters on. So there were 5,000 and 6,000 strike calls. I apologize. So this was 3:20 your time, Eastern time. 5,000 strike. That's March calls for 3.5 billion.
Give me 15 minutes,
December
Jack.
monthly calls for 3.5 billion. Sorry.
You're good, Monative. Keep going.
Yeah, so just December I can add up to 5 billion, and then March is another 5 billion.
And the strikes were what?
5,000 and 6,000.
What does that mean? So this in the money, they're expected it to go up.
These are somebody's hedges. Some massive fund is hedging.
Yeah, that's a massive hedge.
That's a put spread. So
These are puts. Oh, okay.
no, sorry. These are call spreads. So
So how is that a
I don't know,
hedge?
guys. I mean, look, we're talking 10 billion in 7 trades. So that's somebody who has ungodly amounts of money in the market that they need to, protect.
Those are it's a call spread. So it's actually negative, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought this all sounded positive. I was like, what are you guys talking about? They're buying calls.
No. It's somebody's hedging. So they're buying downside protection
There's
here.
a seller for every buyer, baby.
Yeah.
That's a
Could
call spread.
Could this be JP Morgan caller?
No, it's not, because they do, quarter end. So this is not, but it could be, somebody even bigger. This is bigger than JP Morgan's caller. I mean, between December and January, that's December and March, that's $10 billion. We'll know shortly, guys. It doesn't take that long for the, post to start showing up.
Jeffrey, I think it's a little early for the move.
No, this one's,
end of
yeah.
month.
Agreed.
Damn it. We need a hold here, Frank.
I'm out. I'm out at 170.
You did good.
It's too early. 115 to 170.
What the heck is that?
I grabbed. Oh, that's my chair. SPX 6600 put for tomorrow lotto. And then I'm gonna jump off here, guys.
6,600 puts?
Yeah.
I hear
For
you.
tomorrow. I was gonna swing puts anyway for SPX. I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, is that a hedge? Kinda. Lotto hedge.
Yeah,
Lotto.
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 In case they say fucking government shutdown.
Yeah.
We're gonna go after the parks and blah blah blah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go watch.
Nobody gets their social security because the government shut down. Panic everywhere, and then the market pulls back a little bit and then ramps.
Oh, by the way, Pan W came to 201.92, made a Morningstar reversal, and it's trying to bounce here on Pan W. All right. So, all right, guys. That's it for today.
This drug deal they made today.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the biggest thing that's come out of this administration so far, in my opinion. Like it's done, positive. It's positive. It was led by It's funny how it's not getting more press. It's going to save. This is going to have effect on Medicare, a positive effect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one real positive thing that's occurred for sure. Like for people in general, not just for the stock market. Although they're not going down 1,000%, they can't do that.
Yeah.
They can only go down. But I think it's going to save 35% is probably a good number, which is huge number.
Big Kev, you here, bro?
No, he went away for 15. I've got it.
No, I'll wait for him until he gets back, bro. I'll stay with you until he gets back. 604.
I added here. I'm adding here.
Jeffrey, I'm going to wait and let these. I'm going to, I'd rather wait and let the premiums come out a little more till another hour.
Probably.
And then I'll get aggressive. So save some
powder.
Wood. Save some powder. Yeah. Keep your powder dry.
Some pixie dust. Save that pixie dust, baby.
And then we'll be able to pick strikes too, that are have more opportunity maybe.
Yeah. Let me look at
I do like the 670s. So 670s, if we were really to get a pump, 670s, 675s.
At 60 to 40 cents. Is that what you're thinking? Later on?
Yeah. At 30 cents, 25 cents.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, those should pay. That's a nice one. If you get any kind of bounce.
So we're
But it's not a short thing. I mean, window dressing, but it is end of the quarter, so the odds are pretty good.
Yeah.
So as long as if we get back above 66.50, 45 area, I'm happy with that purchase. The ads, and I think we go to 66.60, top of that range. But we gotta go above this midline here, and it's just bumping its head right now.
There's a headline. I don't know if this is old, but it just crossed my terminal here. U.S. DOE selects Oklo Terrestrial for Advanced Nuclear Fuel Line Pilot Program. So OKLOHOND and a couple of others that are private.
This is the U.S. government?
That's right, Department of Energy.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, run it back up to 145 on a short it, Monative. Shit's not even ready, right?
That's how I think.
So they chose Oklo, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Huh. This thing is down almost 3%. Get volume on Oklo.
Well, I mean, yeah, that 1 hour is a morning star reversal. 135, Jeffrey.
It's at 135 right now?
Could go to 135.
Oh, please do. I'm fucking shorted. I was saying at 145 when it was 145. I got to short this, and then 2 days later or whatever, I didn't get in yet, and then like a day or 2 days later when I woke up, it's 110. 1 fucking 10. I missed my short.
Why don't you just set an alert?
I don't even have speakers in this fucking setup right.
I'm gonna say that. You want me to send you some
Yeah,
speakers?
but that's when I was posting like a potato creates more energy than Oklo in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
The next 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh! Look at this Joby chart, guys. Look at Joby 15-minute chart. It hit my level and it just bounced. It's just off to the races. Straight Joby 1 Kenobi Magoo right now. That mean Archer should have did good too. Chart.
Yeah, if it didn't do good, it's about to.
Oh yeah, look at that nice rounded that's a W on Archer 15-minute ACHR with a buy signal right now on the 15.
Oh yeah, it's ready to make that move. It's ready to make that move right now.
Right now. The game is unstuck.
RAT right now.
So you talked about the dollar. I finally pulled it up. Descending triangle, just breaking out here. Maybe it goes back up. I'm not sure, but I think I think it's kind of like the VIX. It's difficult to chart, but I could be wrong. Maybe you guys are better. So yeah, descending. This is a descending wedge on the weekly, but it is kind of above the resistance. Just it broke above, and maybe it's failing. I'm not sure, but this should be bullish. Back up into that 101 area to 105 maybe. Jesus, come on. There's my, come on. Let's start going here. Give me a double. Give me a double and I'm out. Broke above 66.51 area, the mid area that we need to push up here. Real quick. They're adding to 6600s. That's where all the GEX is. 6665 looks decent. I don't know, man. It's getting slower and slower.
Man, they finna push Hood up. They finna push the shit out of Hood. I just grabbed 145s.
Jeffrey, you like this one, and you mentioned it today, so I'm calling this news out. New Bank has applied for national bank charter with the Office of Controller. So
for the US?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. What do you think of that, Monative?
It's great, but being a licensed bank in the US brings a lot of additional regulation and oversight.
Yeah, and fee expense.
Yeah, and the competition here is not easy. It's you're really competing against banks that are so entrenched. It's not. It might be more trouble for tiny banks like the SoFis of the world than for large banks.
Do you think he's so? This guy's from Discover US, the CEO, and he's excellent. I think he's Brazilian. Do you think that this positions himself into a sale or not at all? Like I don't know why they're doing this, but
Getting a full national banking charter is not easy. It's gonna
Yeah, they
take
just
time.
don't you buy someone else that's
If
chartered?
he has no, it's not possible to buy a national charter. Typically, they end up buying like a 1 or 2 branch bank to get a foothold into the U.S. That's what most of these fintech companies have tried to do. But applying for a national bank charter puts them on a whole different level. If they have that, then they could become a target, but far more expensive than where they are today. By the way, I see one flow that's interesting, but not really. I mean, a 16.5 strike for tomorrow, sorry. That's actually not bad. 16.5 strike would be, a few percentage from here, almost $1 from here. So almost 9,000 contracts for tomorrow or for 10-3. That's the only flow I see.
Don't sleep on Data Vault, DVLT. It's priming itself up.
Look at this move, Frankie. Get me out at 100%. And I'll leave a couple. Where we at here?
Yeah, that'll be the next one. They'd be like, oh man, nobody was talking about it till I
Yeah, you're
posted
the
it.
man. Yeah, you are the man, dude. Both you dudes. Got a lot of good guys, but man, you're one of the top there when it comes to discovering these little gems. Come on, give me a fucking $1 more. This bullshit. What are we doing here, kids? What are we doing? Give me $1. Give me come on. Big move up. Let's go to 66.60. Sorry, don't know what that was. My dog.
The dog sneezed, bro.
Yeah.
Ticker. Recursion Pharmaceuticals, RX, has put in a double bottom on the day and is looking to make a W pattern here. Maybe we get a bounce.
Okay, I took 6 cons at 100%, $3 to $6, and I'm holding the 4 cons for $8. Let's go, buddy. It's already almost at 7.
Boom.
The move I was talking about.
Let's go.
Yeah, you did well on that. Look at Tesla. Tesla's making that move now.
Darvis Fox in days like this.
Nvidia looking like it's getting ready for that next leg up. Meta's looking like it's trying to break to the upside. Google's starting to find some foundation.
You're making me hungry. I'm gonna go grab breakfast.
Bro, I'm just eating an orange, man. I had to put something in my stomach. I'm sorry it sounded messy, y'all. These oranges are fucking messy.
All right, so yeah, Tesla flew through. It held at 436 level, like I mentioned. Next level was 438. It's over that. It's at 439.25 right now on Tesla. Those $500 calls were probably that was a play. $440 on Tesla.
Oh, out of my other four at $8, 3 to 8.
Well done, sir.
And I'm just gonna have to label myself the king of SPX. It's just gonna happen.
There he goes. Get him.
2 times.
So much to be humble about.
That's just 2 times. Me and Trump, we kind of have the same personality, I think, which means I'm psychotic, I guess. They're still fucking going. Big breakout here. Again, they continue it at 66.80. I don't know. We'll see. Let me look at GAX. I told you there was some at 6,700. There is, and they're actually adding to 6,700s. What if they explode this bitch? That's all I'm saying. 60. So adding 6670 maximum.
You keep saying 6,600, Jeffrey. It's 6,670.
What's that, sir? 666. Sorry, 6,700. I apologize.
Got it, buddy.
6670 is now maximum GEX when it used to be 6660. So they're moving this shit up. 6675, they're adding. They're removing 6680, but they're nibbling 6700s.
Hey, I think Silencious, you called out Wolf, WULF. There's another big flow, $800,000, 14 strike for January.
I have nothing to do with that.
That was me. I called that out. Negative.
Well, Jeffrey's Wolves are going nuts.
Sorry, guys.
Ooh, let the dogs out. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Dude, I bought a bunch of 6700s at 15 cents. They're now at 25. They're moving these bitches up, guys. Monative could be right. We could see some shenanigans here. Frank is right too, possibly. Like I think Frank said the same thing. Frank, you saying that this could move violently either way?
So I love how he puts it as like,
Yeah.
I'm right when it
This
comes
is
to
too
himself.
early for the
The
pump,
others
though.
could
Too
be
early
right.
for this pump. You can see it's coming back in now.
Yeah, it's too early for the pump. I totally agree. But like I said earlier, it cleared the 5, came back, tested. It's been testing it all day. Held it, cleared it, bounced off it. To me, this is bullish, like I said about 15 minutes ago. You've seen the subsequent push at that. I think that, like he said, it's too early for the pump, but I think end of the day, this thing just rallies.
Any news on if they're just going to kick the can? Has that like early news on the debt ceiling? Let me look.
They do that after hours. They don't. I've never
Not till
seen
midnight, Jeffrey, and the
Yeah.
odds are like 90% now.
90% they'll kick the can?
They're going to
Shut down.
close it down.
Really?
Shut it down.
No way. That's interesting.
So anybody that owns Glencore, GLNCY, it's a major miner. They have a fire breaking out just now at their copper mine in Chile.
Or issues at copper miners. Goldsby is speaking right now.
They're at 81% right now. 81%.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Real quick, brought up Noah Trades. I don't know if you're a part of the room, Noah, but we'll give you a chance. But please be respectful. Go ahead, Baird.
Just monitored. What was the ticker for that copper fire?
Hold on. Noah Trades, we need you to speak right now. Everybody else, please be quiet. All right, everyone can continue.
GL. All right, let me just get it up. GLNCY, Glencore. It trades. It's a British listed company, so it trades OTC here.
So can you get, just for future references, I need you guys to understand the situation. Beard, you just kind of cleared the whatever the transition process of being speaker to listener, but Jeffrey brought someone up new and was trying to get him to speak. We need everyone to be quiet so he can speak. We are not trying to get porn dumped. This is a public service announcement.
No worries.
And like Shaw said, it's not even good porn, right?
Most
It's fucking
disgusting
scat
stuff.
porn. It's
Dude.
scat. Like, are you kidding me?
Who and by
I like how
Ticker, Kevin, great call on the reversal of Tesla here. Great call. You called that reversal, so good job. We're right here above 6,600. We hold here, we can see 6,680. That's my thought here. As long as it holds 6,660.
Yeah, I think it goes higher, bro. Higher, bro.
I wanna go high. Yeah.
22% on these 500s.
Another big trade on Nubank. NU. Friday $16 calls for 117,000.
Do you see on your side, Monitive, a Roblox short that just came up for October 10th? RBLX. See 1 million premium, but I don't see on my.
Let me look.
It's not showing up on the volume on my side.
Ticker Viking exploding through resistance, which was like the $26 area and going higher. It's almost up 2%. Called out.
Yeah, I added to my position on that. I also grabbed some Lily, LLYX, the 2-time
There's
leverage.
If there's a 2 times Viking, I'm dead.
Yeah, there's not.
Good, because I don't want to fucking trade it.
Viking isn't grown. It isn't that grown, bro. Stop it.
I know.
Yeah, I grabbed that when Trump was talking.
I don't see $1 million trade on.
Ticker. Roku. 10-minute morning star reversal. It's being non-stop volume on ROKU, Roku, into a W.
So you do not see this short that he's talking about for Roblox?
Nothing in $1 million size. The only ones I see are actually bullish.
Because that would.
So 135 puts for 370,000 and another 52,000 for 115 puts. This is the last two trades. Last 5 trades I see are bullish. I don't see the only close to million was a couple of hours ago was a 165 call that's bearish.
It's strange. It popped up on mine, but I don't see it on my brokerage.
Okay.
Just keep looking at it, because if there is, that could be that guy coming out with his Netflix thing about the pedophiles.
Short NQ, ticker.
Yeah, the documentary.
Yeah, I don't know about that one unless you're just kind of getting a quick scalp.
Quick scalp, baby. Just a quick scalp.
It's so quick, dude. Like, I can't.
Ticker, COST, Costco, trimming these $1,000 calls up $100 per contract. COST.
Yeah, SPX just looks like a expanding megaphone.
Hey, Jeffrey, when they introduce a 2x Viking Therapeutics ETF, that'll be the top in Viking.
Well, I'll be at 100. Yeah, and I'll be out.
Stopped. Break even.
Look, we're still above that 66.60. I think if we hold here, we go to 66.80, possibly.
It looks like the US House is shut down for the day. So unless they get called again, we're going down today.
Ticker, Tesla. Trimming 30%, 500 calls.
Wow, Kev, look at Tesla.
I don't understand, Jeffrey. I walked you through this trade, this Tesla trade. Literally.
What?
I walked you guys through
That's
this
Frank
Tesla
going
trade,
long.
literally.
No, sir.
Frank, that's you going long? Oh.
No, I'm actually a little small starter.
I don't know. I'm in calls. I'm in some zero DTE calls. I think we're going higher, bro.
I do, but I just don't think they're yet. I think that they come in before they go higher.
I don't think we even pull back from this area right here. I think we're just going to go ahead and continue to slowly trend higher. Like, I don't see a significant pullback.
Yeah, the premiums are going up for the 66.80. I bought like 3 at $1. They're now at $1.75. They're going up here. Frank, do you ever just watch premium instead of charts, or do you watch charts? Do you?
I watch everything. I
Yeah.
watch everything.
Yeah, I got to get more goddamn screens. Do you watch?
Believe it or not, I am flash. I'm even though like we're at high, I'm green the way I enter position. I'm breaking even right here. I just need 10 points.
FYI, that Viking is now above 2% and trekking here. Hopefully, I get what I would get.
Well, Trump is supposed to be speaking to pharmaceuticals again next week.
Come on, you motherfuckers, take me out.
Trimming.
There's a lot of questions around GLP-1.
Trimming Tesla again, 35% here. 500 calls for 1017.
Well, I don't understand this. Unless Charles Schwab is broken. It's just frozen at 84, even though the bid and ask are at 95 and $1. The last was 84 cents. So I don't understand. Nobody's buying? Nobody's selling?
Check your internet connection.
No, it hasn't let me out either. No, I've got the bid and ask way above where the last option traded. Way above. It's at $1. Last option sale was 84 cents, and now we're at $1.
The field.
The fuck is
Bill.com, BILL, pretty sizable 60-70 call spread for December. The net, they paid about $1 million for it, almost 6,000 contracts. So the stock is at 52. So this is a 60-70 call spread.
Dude, I'm sorry. Viking is just taking off now. It's up another, like almost 20 cents from that, and nobody's even. It's not moving. This is the most scandalous bullshit market makers in the world is Viking. Frank, I know you don't think that, but I'm telling you, they're fucking scandalous. This thing is just blasting up, and it's still the last done is 84 cents. The fuck?
Yeah, my existing contracts are not moving.
Dude,
at
it's
all.
bullshit. Look at the Look at the fucking chart. Like it's screaming higher, and they're not moving.
Yeah, sometimes on those like smaller names, you need like explosive move, and then it starts to move. But for a while, it just stays dead.
Yes, don't forget there's different guys and different, some are more conservative and
You're talking about the M&Ms,
Yeah.
market makers, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. These guys are filthy, dude. They're filthy. I've never. The only thing worse than these guys is like the ADRs from China, like the Babas and those guys are filthy too. They're fucking filthy, dude. This is up huge, and it's not even moving. Absolute bullshit.
I feel you too. My KOPN, Copen, it's starting to run, but nothing's moving on the options.
Yeah, it's worse. And then when
Monative.
it starts,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's the worst, and then when it finally starts to turn around, you're still flat, and nothing actually happened on your option contract.
Yeah, they're fucking keeping it down. They're keeping that shit down. That's bullshit.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, Linus, if you call that a bull trade on BILL, is that the 5,891 contracts?
Yeah.
Looks like they paid $1.73. I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, I'm typing up the trade too. I like it.
Stop field.
Frank, you gotta let us know if you're long or short.
I'm flat.
Okay, thank you.
Bro, you need to be listening to me, man. You need to be paying attention to me, man. I'm telling you, I'm your confluence.
We were on the same side. That's what I'm saying. Was Frank?
That's what I'm saying. I'm your confluence, bro. Like I'm telling you, we going higher, bro. And you in calls, you talking about 66.80. I'm telling you, that's where it's going. Buckle up and enjoy the ride, bro. Just buckle up.
Buckle
Believe
up,
in the process.
Buttercup.
There you go.
Bro, Frank is in and out so fast. I don't think he can talk as fast as he gets in and out, bro. Stop that.
I don't even know what he sees. To be like, he'll be in and shit, and I'll be like, "What are you seeing?" And then he's out, and I'm like, "What the fuck did you see there?"
And he's trading futures, and you on and you in SPX, so you are not seeing the same shit.
Yeah, 100%. I just I love.
But I'm trading Qs, and you guys are trading SPYs. So
And he's in
different.
Q, right? It's different, definitely.
Yes, sir. Yeah. NQ usually pops before anything.
It just has to run $2 before I get 3 cents out of my fucking options. This is fucking ridiculous. So frustrated right now with Viking.
Yeah,
you're also used to Jeffrey, the guy's paying it, and you're used to SPX, which is much more clean. SPX is probably run by a computer. The market meter is probably a computer.
Yeah, this guy's
Jeffrey, as soon as you start learning how to trade futures, you're going to be able to buy a whole new house. I
I'm gonna.
promise.
Well, once I get my, I'm gonna pay Frank to sit down with the futures. Once I get my office in my other house, and we're gonna learn this stuff.
I think it's so much more simple than options, personally.
It's
You're
definitely cleaner, you know.
you're going to love it, right? And you don't have the theta decay. That's my favorite part.
Jeffrey doesn't need a whole new house. He's already got parts of it already, right?
Parts, yeah. I need to build those parts, bro. Fuckers. Oh, you're gonna do this, dude. I'm sorry for swearing.
So that's 10 points right there. 10 points, 12 points.
Jeffrey, why don't you just get the January leaps and stop stressing out yourself, bro?
On what?
On VKTX.
I have a bunch. I have a shit ton. I have everything all up and down the chain because this is an easy $3,000 from this breakout.
I think you're just gonna have to set your buy and leave it.
You mean myself?
Yourself.
Yeah. I did, and that's the issue, is that they see it, and then they went all the way to 97 cents, and then now they're taking it down. Of course. Yeah, I hate these Viking M&Ms. Dude, that thing went up like 20 cents, and it didn't even move the options. How is that even possible? I had the fucking 26s, and it went to 26.40. Fucking robbery, dude. Frank, can I write the guy? Is it just one guy, Frank, at the
Probably.
NYSE,
Probably.
and he just sits there, he's eating his
The
fucking
thing
donut?
is, he doesn't have. I mean, he's he's taking on risks, so he's betting. You know, he's betting against you, maybe.
He's eating his goddamn donut, laughing.
But at some point, if he gets it too far against him, then he's got to catch up, right? And then you see a big move, and you're like, oh god.
Oh, Jeffrey, he's sitting there specifically looking at your order and saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this guy."
You say
I'm gonna play against that order.
I know that's tongue in cheek, but I swear to God, I feel that a lot. It's like, oh, that guy's 1 cent away to get taken out. Nope, screw him. Like, fucking gone.
Or it runs through and he takes you, and then the next trade is up another 10 cents.
Yeah, true.
Jeffrey, if you were on the other side, you'd do the same thing. Absolutely. I know your personality. You'd be like, yeah, I'm going to bag this mother.
Yeah, that's true.
So it did kind of what I thought it was going to do. Bounced off the 5 on the daily, pulled up to yesterday's close. It's even over yesterday's open. Now, next thing it needs to do is go test yesterday's high. Bye.
And I agree with that, especially if we're above 66.60. I agree. We're at the confluence.
66.61 mid.
Anywhere in that area, I'm going to take profit.
We got another 40 minutes before I go back to SPX.
Yeah, true. So
I'll
they're
trade it for
taking
wherever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So just real quick, they're removing 66.60, which was majority of the volume, adding 66.70, adding 66.75, removing 66.80. So we're going to be, and then anything under 66.60 is they're just pulling it almost all the way back. So it's all above us right now. And major by volume is 66.70. Which, you know, in this room, if we hit 66.70, they'll probably drive it 10 points higher over it, 5 to 10 points.
Up and away. Come on, Hood. Go on and finish making that move.
Exxon to cut 2,000 jobs, Canada, EU.
Ticker DELL, Dell, gonna trim up 100% on these 145 calls for November 21st, $315 a contract. Dell is breaking out up 4%.
I wish they did the demographical breakdown, gender specific, who attends each space.
That would be pretty interesting.
I want to know
But I mean,
who.
they could add age groups as well, though. I prefer with the, since it's gender specific, add the age groups as well.
I'd be more curious about the age groups because I'm pretty sure that there's more guys than women.
I don't know about
this
that.
space.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty
In
sure.
trading
Well, I rebuke that. I think it's just as equal. That's why
I mean, just look.
Well, see, that's what.
Just
Well,
go and look at the
that's why
people.
I'm curious. I'm thinking. No, all I can do is look at the people who speak. Right now, there's a majority of men who come up and speak, but that's not indicative of who's all in the space. A lot of women are shy. Some could be reclusive and just what do you call that when they're like agoraphobic?
I don't know about agoraphobic. That's a bit extreme, Kev.
I said a bit. I said a bit agoraphobic.
Ticker.
I know, but I don't think anyone's a bit agoraphobic because agoraphobic is like the most extreme.
Well, I don't know any other way to kind of get my point across.
Shy.
I said shy.
Ticker. I'm out now, Viking. They got me out at 95 cents. That little spike was to get me out, so maybe they'll run it up even more. But I do have the 27.50s for Friday. But I am out. So did I get my dollar? No, but I did get out. So one little jump, and they took me out another. We'll see what they do.
So someone called out UPST earlier. Please be careful with UPST. There have been posted reports that their 30-day and 60-day delinquencies are up.
Delinquencies on what, sir? The
I
mortgage?
shared it up. I shared no, they're outstandings, right? UPST is buy now pay later. Well, sort of. They actually no, sorry.
It's
They're mortgages. Yeah. So their delinquencies are up. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I posted it up here.
Okay. Thank you, Monadev. Interesting.
I'm just saying. I heard somebody talk that trade, so I just said be careful.
Big Kev, you were talking about women speakers. Been in spaces where one of our friends was actually told, "Shut up, woman. Nobody wants a woman's opinion."
I've been told that too in spaces. It does happen. So yeah. But the thing is, I don't give a shit.
Well, hold on. Pause this. Have you been told from it by me, or was I in the space when it was said as a speaker? And
No.
Hold on. Listen, hold on, because you're not gonna listen. Let me mute you. I hate to mute you, because that's totally antithetical to what my point is. But I'm trying to speak, and if we're both speaking, then I can't get my point across. So, Silencius, you say someone that we're both friends with. I'm not friends with anybody on this space. I'm me. So. And anyone else's views don't speak for me. I'm me, and I ain't never let nobody disrespect anybody, especially not a woman in any space that I've been a speaker in, let alone being a host in. So don't put me in there talking about somebody that we're cool with or whatever. I'm not cool with anybody that's going to disrespect anybody. Listen, I heard what he said, Jeffrey, but he said somebody that you and I are cool with, or someone that we're friends with, whatever fucking adjective he used. I heard it, bro. You not listening.
I said that someone that we are friends with, one of our friends in this group, was disrespected in another space.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was disrespectful.
I
misheard
like the
that
effort
part.
anyway. I love the effort. I love the vibe.
All right, we're moving on. Viking still looks pretty bullish here. You know, but who knows?
It does. It's steady out of here. I am flat.
Yeah, I do apologize. I misheard the disrespected as opposed to disrespectful.
Kevin, we're getting that push. Look, Devil's number 66.87. We stay above the Devil's number, which we are. We cleared it. 66.80 coming. Tesla do a bullish bear, and Kevin's call out of that reversal. Nice stuff.
Sir, let's go.
Amazon doing nothing. Just the bottom.
Hold on, I want to get back to how did that conversation even get to where someone not letting women speak, Bones?
I don't think it was just like they didn't want women to speak. I think there's just some asshole came up and I was speaking, and I think this must have been a different space. I'm not sure that Silencius is talking about the same space I was in a couple months ago, but it's happened to me a few times actually.
Okay, but here's the thing. But how was that
I think
indicative
because
of?
we started
Hold on,
off
let me ask my.
because
Can I ask my question? Can I ask my question?
Yes.
How is that
Yes, sir.
indicative of whether or not? Well, you don't have to go there. I'll just remove you if you're trying to be a bit sarcastic. I'm trying to be serious. Please try not to. Please don't play with me like that, Bones. I'm trying to be cool, right? So here's the thing. How is that indicative of there being more men opposed to women?
I don't think it was. I think that just kind of spurred off of the question that you were asking of, the demographics of people in the spaces. I think we just kind of spun off there for a second.
So is that more in tune to where women don't want to come up because of that or whatever?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because I've witnessed it, not just from myself, but other women too. So,
Okay, but not to drag that part on. Here's the thing, like I don't let anyone disrespect anyone in this space, and there's very few women who come up and speak. So, I mean, to me, this space is very inviting to women who would like to come up and speak. But at the same time, I'm gonna be me to everybody, like indiscriminately. So if I got a point that I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna talk over you because this is my space. Like I would yield to the host if I was in their space, because that's just respectful, So if it seems like I'm being rude because I'm talking over Bones, this is my space. Like I'm here every day. She's not. So if I'm trying to make a point and I have to speak over her, I'd like her to have to yield and not me talk over her. And that's just anybody. But if you ladies don't like coming up for that reason, you don't even have to be here. You can just leave and don't come back. How about that? Dudes too. There's anybody.
Ticker 66.68 and going up here. And it's kind of funny. The only one that's looking good out of the mags is Tesla, if you can call it a mag. I think it's a mag. Everything else is just flatter down, while the index is actually doing well. So
I rebuke that. I rebuke that because Hood looks real good, sir.
Hood is not a mag.
Hood is a mag, boy.
It's not a mag. Mag is
well, it's not a mag, but it's definitely it's an S&P though, boy. But it's in there.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not the.
It's not a mag. You're wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's not a mag.
Yo, you
see, if it says it's a mag, it's a mag.
I'm hardly ever wrong. Let's be honest with that.
But really, mine wasn't more so to it being a mag. Was more so if you're saying everything looks down, nothing's up.
No. What I'm saying is they're above 30% of the index, like the SPY. That's the mags, the seven biggest.
I get it, bro. You don't have to harp on that. I just relented and gave you that point. And then I told you where my thought process was based on what you said, bro. Why did you didn't have to go back to that? I relented and gave you that point. You were granted. Hood is not a mag.
So Big Kev will go and he will talk and tell you guys all of that stuff. Let me just tell you right now, if one of you guys have this fucking outer body experience and get disrespectful, I'm blocking you. Period. I'm not gonna.
I'll block you too.
Talking. Yeah, this long talking, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just letting you guys know now, male and female. If you guys are up here disrespectful to each other, I'm just gonna block you. It's simple.
I second that, and mine isn't. Mine is just disrespect across the board. I don't give a fuck if you disrespecting a woman or a dude. Like, I don't have any special, lean either way or the other. Like, you disrespect anybody and I hear it, I'm gonna shut that shit down. If I'm a speaker, whether I'm the host or not the host would have to remove me because I'm gonna call that shit out, and I've done it before in other spaces.
Oh wow, SPY. Morningstar reversal on that 10-minute, and it's just going 664.55 on SPY. Huh. Buy signal on the 10-minute. Oh man, Pan W came down and gave you guys that entry.
Frank, I shared the post that that Brandon called out. It looks like the collar is out. So they sold 60. Let me see, what is this? They sold 69.55 and bought a 62.90 put and sold the 53.10 call. So 315 million even. So it's a zero cost trade pretty much. They might still adjust it before close.
Ticker. Closing 3/4 of these hood 145 calls up 45%.
Ryan, go ahead and speak, bro. Mr. Churilla, you have 10 seconds to speak or I'm going to remove you.
Nah, let him make it. That's my guy. That's Ryan. Bro, where have you been?
Oh, okay.
Nah, let Ryan make it. That's my guy, bro.
Copy.
I just came up here to just congratulate all you guys for sticking with it. I love it. I just been in the shadows trading, had a lot of personal stuff going on, but you guys have been doing good. Just want to come up and congratulate everyone in here. It's been day one. It's been pretty cool, man. Very proud of all of you. So I'm just gonna step down to finish trading. I got a lot of trades on, but I appreciate you guys a lot.
Hold on, Ryan, bro. Where you been, bro?
Yeah, I've been trading. I've been trading a lot. Like, I've been just working. I got a lot of personal things going on, so I just been, focusing on my craft and blocking out Twitter. It got pretty
That's
bad
right.
when I had a lot of personal stuff going on. I had to get all of that out of the negative noise and everything. But
Yeah, bro. I just consolidated a lot of that noise, bro. Removed a lot of people. I got a lot of people blocked.
It's really professional, man. That's how it should have been. And like, you guys are on it, man. Kevin, Jeffrey, all of you guys. Monative, it's good to see you, man. Always good, Monative. All of you.
Nah,
Well,
don't want to hold you up. Nah, do your thing, bro.
I appreciate you guys. I just want to thank you guys for everything, sticking together, and especially Kevin, the way you've run the ship. It's the right way, man. So stick with it, man. I appreciate you guys. Be safe. Stay nimble.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Ryan was one of the guys that been around since, we first, since he's been around way longer than I've, been doing this shit with these guys, whatever. But whenever I first started hosting and co-hosting spaces, like, he was one of the main guys coming up, giving levels, giving order flow, giving market thesis. He goes on auction flow. He'll remind you of like Sun Capital, but he's more outgoing with it. So yeah, he's cool. I really like Ryan, and I've really missed him being in these spaces and giving his outlook, because he looks at things a little bit differently as well, and you need that in here as well. Young guy that's on it.
Are you talking about Ryan? I'm sorry, just step back.
Yeah, that was Ryan. You didn't hear Ryan just come in here, bro?
No, I haven't seen that guy.
Oh, you missed it.
Dude, that sucks. I haven't seen that kid in a long time. He's really good. Really good. Everything you said.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. I thought that's who it was because I heard it, and then I heard you talking about it, and I was like, fuck. I tried to run over to my phone, and now he disappeared. God damn it. Hope he's doing well.
Follow him. You can follow him. You don't follow him yet, or no?
Of course I do. Me and Ryan are cool.
Nah, yeah, they follow each other. They should follow each other.
Yeah, I gave him a follow too.
Man, gold can't stop, won't stop, man. Gold just looks strong on GLD.
Okay, we're about to break 66.70. I mean, come on, dude. We're gonna get to 66.80. Like, let's be honest here. We're close to it. Damn near.
You the only one. You the only one that was on the fence, bro. You the only one that was uncertain, bro. I tried to told you.
Was I? Was I?
Yes, you were.
Hell, I said it's going to 66.80. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
tentatively though. Tentatively, there was
You
nothing. There was nothing definitive about anything that you were saying, bro. But it's full bull now, though. Look at it. Look at it go. Look at it go. Buckle up. Didn't I tell you that?
Ticker ROKU, full Magoo, W on a 15-minute, 10-minute. Roku.
Boom.
Yeah. Johnson and Johnson. New higher day on J&J.
Yeah, I appreciated that shout out from Ryan once again, bro. That really meant a lot to me because really a lot of times I don't be knowing if I've been doing this shit the right way, keeping it the way that I've been doing, or maybe sometimes I probably should just step down and yield to Jeffrey, who's more friendly to everybody. But I think I appreciate that, bro. Like, to me, here's the thing, and this ain't a shot to you, Jeffrey. If you're a friend to everyone, then you're a friend to no one. That's the old saying. So I live by that. So I'm not here trying to make friends. What I'll do is just be consistently me, unapologetically, and either you choose to hang around or you don't. And if you get disrespectful, I'll just block you and remove you, and we'll move forward. And this is what I've been doing. So right, wrong, or indifferent, that's what I've done.
Oh, and trust me, I get attacked by being friendly to a lot of these people. I get attacked quite a bit, which gets me off my game. So I agree. When people think you're too nice, yeah. Anyways, we'll move
so you
on.
guys saying I should be a dickhead? Is that what you're saying? I should get really mean with these.
Who are you asking? Who are you asking?
Jeffrey.
I would say you're halfway between a dickhead and a nice guy. How about that?
Halfway. All right, that's dope.
I don't think I'm a dickhead or an asshole at all. However, I get perceived in that manner.
You're assertive, and you have to be when
I'm just very direct.
No. I think you're just direct. There's a difference. You're just direct with your stuff. You don't beat around the bush, which, as a New Yorker, I appreciate that a lot more than the beating around the bush. Just tell me what it is that you need to tell me. You know.
Okay, 66.70 and pushing. I am up over 100% on those 66.80s.
The Dow and the Russell look like it's about to. Well, the Dow's already kind of joined, but the Russell look like it's about to join. The Russell's been trying to play catch up. Just looking at IWM.
Disney, DIS, 15 and 30-minute W on Disney.
Yeah, that looks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Tesla's delivery numbers are Thursday. Does Tesla run into Thursday? Or
Today's Tuesday. I don't think it runs into Thursday. I think the last couple of times it ran, even when the delivery numbers were bad, it ran on that day. So, I mean, literally, it went up here and touched this level I had at 440, 440, and it's now, that's the level I gave a couple of days ago, between 440, 440, and 441.
man, Tesla look like it's going to 450 easy. Easy. So look, I'm looking at the daily, and I'm looking at the daily time frame on everything essentially. NDX look like it's headed straight for 24.8. SPX look like it's headed straight for 6,700. I might have been a day too early swinging those 6,700s because it looked like it's headed there tomorrow. SPY looked like it's headed for 667.50. QQQ 603. IWM look like it's headed for 247. Dow 467. Apple, if Apple can bounce, headed for 258. I mean, I can't even tell you where Nvidia looked like 190 easy, 190, probably 200. I mean, just everything is setting up to be like it's ready for a real big bullish run.
Yeah.
And Tesla looks like 450 is like it's gonna blow 450 out the water.
Yeah. So they're buying ARK, ARKK.
So they really expect Tesla to go on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tesla said straight up for 450. Tesla's still pushing. Don't look. Here's the things that look bearish right now. Meta, full bear. Grizzly bear. Adobe, polar bear. Google, koala bear, but could possibly bounce.
So
Kevin, did you buy
So I call that a
FEIM?
Care Bear.
Koala or Care Bear. Real quick, Silencius. SG sent me banks, etc. are down because in XG is off. Buy now, pay later. Delinquencies are up. Same with Carvana delinquencies. So all these buy now, pay laters. As Monative was saying, the delinquencies are up. So these people aren't paying for their stuff, which UPST is not that. It's an AI mortgage.
But it isn't even just that though. It isn't just that. It isn't just buy now, pay later. It's credit card. It's credit card debt as well. Like that over the last 3 months, it's been up the highest it's been over the last 4 years. So it is just buy now, pay later. It's just debt overall.
Debt
credit card debt.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
And margin debt.
Who just said that? Margin debt? Chris?
No, this is Chris.
For
Yeah,
companies?
they better pay that margin.
Climbing pretty hard.
Oh, look at that move on Microsoft, man. Microsoft headed straight for 520, man. I was right on that too. Microsoft looked like it's headed for 550. Man, Microsoft looks real good.
Yeah. I was just looking at that just now. Costco $1,000 calls for November 21st. Costco just hit 930.43. So good job if you took those with me, those $1,000 calls. Over 930.50, I have 937.60 for Costco, COST.
Kevin, did you take the trade on Frequency Electronics, FEIM?
No, sir. Sadly, I did not.
That's at new high of day, 33.64, and it's pumping.
Looks like Bitcoin's turning around from the lows. Master turning around from the lows. Coinbase off the lows. Probably just following the markets. Are we in power hour now? We just got an hour left of the day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good call. Hey, go ahead and start your space, Jeff. Gonna go ahead and lock this down.
You don't want to. You're ending it, Kev.
I got to get prepared to do my thing, bro.
Go do 100 abs in 10 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm about to jump.
Bro, I don't even do crunches anymore, bro. Like
Planks.
crunches are bad for your back. I do planks. Yeah.
There it is. Me too. All right, guys. I'll start one.